Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another stream. Everyone's going to complain about the time, but I hate to say it. I ran the numbers, and it just seems like all my biggest pay pigs come from Australia. My most active chatters come from Australia. My friendliest chatters come from Australia. So these will be Australian streams going forward. Okay? Australia centric streams. From this point going forward, um, yeah. My hair is not as long as you think it is. It's just wet. Once again, I just got out of the fucking shower. So, yeah. But my teeth are yellow as always. So, all right. We have a lot of things to cover tonight, folks. Apparently, there is some EHD tent involving Hassan's trip to Ireland, a place I love the people from there, but I have no interest in ever visiting because it seems like literally the most boring place on earth. Um, like I would literally fall asleep there. Bro has a mop on his head. I don't come from Australia, but my sleep schedule is more backwards than America. Um, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to. Don't you work nights? So you've like an excuse to not have a good sleep schedule. The thing is, as well, like it's not gonna be the same next semester, but this semester, uh, my course load is super light. I'm done with the week on Wednesday, so like tonight is like my Friday. Like I won't have, I'll literally like not have to do a whole lot until Monday. I got most of it out of the way these last few days. $2 from Soul Skibbity. If I pay you $200, can I shave your head IRL? No. No. Because you can always make money, but you can't always make. Okay, that doesn't work. You can't always make hair. That I don't know what the fuck I was going for with that. Nice helmet, but also my spies in the ACC, of which there are many. My spies in the ACC have sent me something that I have been craving for quite a while, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a new secret Lio Convoy call. So for those of you that are awake, for those of you that stick through this, we have access to apparently another Lio Convoy confrontation call. Respond to the allegations in inbox. Okay, I'll watch the video. Apparently, there was also an exposed video made on me, and you know I never run. You know I never run, so we're gonna have to check this out. What is Cal talk? Dude, Cal just like expects me to know what the fuck he's talking about. What is the tomatoes for? I'm not gonna make you the Hassan shit. I'll make you a promise right now. The Hassan shit will not be longer than like 15 minutes. I will go through that as quick because I don't want to do it either. But listen, I gotta work with what I have. So Aiden is over. Yeah, I got canceled. Okay. Anyways, listen, man, I'm a person too over here. I don't want to, as much as you don't want to see that, neither do I. There's a reason I'm not covering Dickers talking a fucking parlor. It's just big drama, so.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Sure? Sure. You want to bet on it? Do you want to bet on it? You've no reason to doubt me yet. No reason to doubt me. Alright, let's pull this up, everybody. What the fuck? Alright, this video is called Aiden May Be a Racist. God help me. Alright, let's see this, man, because people are very adamant I watch this.
Welcome to a new video, hopefully a banger from your boy Zach King, Prince, or whatever. Today I'm talking about a guy, a man, supposedly a man, we'll get into that soon. The guy's name is Aiden Underground, and recently I've come into contact with an inside source that has info on Aiden apparently being a KKK member. I'm not claiming he's a member of the Klan, but the evidence is very compelling. Here, I have a picture of.
Oh my god.
But the evidence is very compelling. Here.
Dude, I turned. Am I like a transformer? I turned into a car for the KKK. I turned into a car. Dude, what the fuck? I'm also, so there's an allegation I'm a racist transformer.
I have a picture of Aiden in a meeting with the Klan. Now, do I believe the evidence?
It looks
Personally,
real,
no,
true.
but I'm not here to make up your mind for you. Whatever conclusion you draw from this video is for you to make. For a long time, I always thought, oh, why would he be racist? But I think it's just coded into his brain. Now that the wool is ripped off my eyes, I see how he treats his token community members, and it's truly sickening. I hope one day Aiden sees.
Like who? Okay, listen, guys, I can explain. Gulp. Listen, okay? I only said those things I said to Toki. It was out of love, okay? Mexicanos es bueno. I love Mexicans, man. I stand with Mexico.
The error of his ways and gets help with the wrong he has brought to commentary. Now I guess I have to speak on the transgations. I have some good evidence that Aiden isn't a cis guy. And I have to say, this picture has me thinking. He isn't completely honest with us, his most loyal followers. The trans stuff doesn't really matter, but it's still a point I have to bring up. I have to keep this video short, but the Neo Cabal is always watching.
Dude, the Neo Cabal. I love how this has just like officially become Cal's profile picture. And Dickers always looks like a fucking psycho in like every single picture of him.
And as we
do you know how this started? Me, Cal, and Dickers, we've been having meetings on like very pressing issues, and I dragged them into the live VC, which everybody can see. So they've seen me, Cal, Dickers in this private VC, and Dickers despises being treated like an Aiden orbiter, man. He despises it. So definitely, whatever you do not refer to him as one.
Oh no, Aiden is the leader of said cabal. At the end of the day, whatever Aiden does in his free time is not up to me to judge. So what if he gets a little quirky in the night? However,
what is that?
He did time out Raven for about a week, which might have something to do with his blatant racism. Alright guys, that's gonna be.
Raven is the most racist black guy ever towards himself, towards his own people. I was literally in a VC with this guy, and it was like, dude, it was like a fucking GTA 5 radio conversation. It was Raven, an American black guy, this dude I know who's like a very racist Serbian, and yeah, I know racist and Serbian are kind of like synonyms. And they're in this, and the Serbian guy says to him, like, because Raven's like, Raven really doesn't like black people. So Raven's going off about black people, and the Serbian guy's like, it's so performative. You're trying too hard, which really offends Raven. So Raven goes on this like Hitlerite fucking rant about his own people. And he's passionate about it. He's borderline yelling. You could hear the passion in his fucking voice. And I was like, dude, what the fuck happened to this guy, bro? What is going on here? And then, of course, the Serb was like, the racist Serb was just like responding to with more racism. It was just like such a bizarre fucking conversation. How do you come back from this, Aiden? You don't. You just don't. Raven's an interesting character, but I think we can fix him. Dude, what the I've been reaching for this fucking vape in my pocket whole stream. I have like big hands, tiny pockets. A guy can't have passion no more. It's literally like the fucking blind racist from that one Dave Chappelle skit. That's the best comparison. Also, since we're now catering streams to the Australians, real quick, I said to Australians, send in photos of spiders you've seen. And I was not expecting what I got. So I'm going to advise anyone with arachnophobia to look away for a minute. Spencer sends, look at this spider I saw. This is not a fucking, this is like a demon. This is like a straight up fucking demon, bro. I don't know, like, I want to kind of, you can see it in comparison next to the screw. What kind of spider is this, bro? What kind of fucking, does anyone know? Is that a funnel web? No shot. No shot. No, that's not a funnel web, is it? What do funnel webs look like? Because aren't those, like, actually pretty fucking dangerous? No, it's not. That's not a funnel web. No. Dude. It can have your house. Yeah, I'm leaving the... If I see some shit like this, I'm fucking burning that. I'm leaving the house and just, like, fucking burning it down. Like... I honestly, I don't understand people that like spiders, dude. And the thing about, okay, I'm weird. Insects freak me out more than spiders. For some, like, strange reason. I don't, like, see a spider and get, like, chills down my fucking spine or whatever. With insects, I do get that. Oh, huntsman spider. Oh, we have those. No, we have wolf. I saw a really big spider once. It was like a fucking wolf spider or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was huge. But yeah, everything in Australia wants to kill you. So just keep that in mind. All right. So you're not going to like it, but I'm going to do it. Let's get through very quickly. It will be 10 minutes. Okay, just 10 minutes. We're going to get through the Hassan drama in regards to the Ireland incident. So let us get through that really quick. All right, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. I'll make it, listen, I'll go on as many tangents as possible. I'll make it not boring. Just give me a sec. Also, dude, I was going through my old tweets to mark the end of the year. Surprised this didn't pick up more traction when it happened. I was watching a documentary last year, and just like randomly, there was this one line. Like typically I watch them while I'm doing something, but then like randomly there was this just like one line in the documentary. It was like, that's an interesting way to describe it.
As one foreign newspaper observed, if Hitler was raping Austria, then the Austrians liked getting raped.
I was like, this was like a real documentary. I just like, that caught me so fucking off guard. I'm like, what? That's a very interesting way to describe it. Okay. Anyways. Where was I? We'll get to this really quick. It's like a quick clip. So originally, the way X posted this, or the way it was described, I think they've now changed the headline, but it was Hassan faced with Free Kaya protesters, plural, in Ireland. That was the original headline. I guess they've changed it now, but I was super underwhelmed. But they're like, you're expecting like a protest?
My phone with me. Can we just
All
do
right,
screen
photo?
Here.
Yeah. Ready?
Free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Jesus, I'll tell you what.
Apparently, that's the protest. That's the protest. It's just like this guy like doing like a fucking meme and then walking away. That's literally the whole protest. Why is this even like newsworthy? Like Hassan's reaction, he doesn't even react. So I don't know.
Social media. Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you.
What? That's it? That's the protest, everybody. That's the protest. This one's... we're really gonna get Hassan this time. Did you notice they muted? Oh, I didn't notice that. Well, that's it. That's the Hassan segment. I'm happy. I'm happy you guys were able to get through it with me. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to the Lio 10. Anyone that was not able to sit through the Hassan segment that's left the stream, they deserve to not be here. Dude.
I'm going to preface this video saying that I shouldn't have had to even make this video, as
Thank you.
Hopeless Peaches, Lumi, and Cosmic had absolutely no right bringing this to the forefront. It completely disgusts me in every single way that they felt that they had the right to do such thing. This video is going to be very quick, but it is absolutely necessary. A friend of mine, known as Jibs, has had their story talked about and exposed without their permission as a gotcha against Lio.
We need like an ACC accent tier. We need like an ACC voice / accent tier. Why am I laughing? Because this person like sounds really weird, and it's just like playing into this like stereotype in my mind that everyone in the ACC sounds like completely bizarre. $2 from Soul Skibbity. Yay, Lio Tent, give us our slop. Oink oink, Aiden. I will give it to you, Soul.
They had their story weaponized. This has been done by...
Yes, like the stream. If you two want to be my best friend like Soul Skibbity, you could support us, help us hit Stream the Goal by donating through tips, Streamlabs link in the description. And you can also sub if you like what you have to say.
Hopeless Peaches, Lumi, and Cosmic. In this video, there's a few things that Jibs would like to make clear, and I would like to provide some context before handing the stage over to them. For context, Jibs confessed to Queen Seraphina that they were still in contact with their groomer and handed over a person's Discord tag to them. Jibs, to this day, heavily regrets this in every single way.
Wait, is that the draw? What is it? Okay, is that literally all this person has done that has led up to this? Like, I hate to... I literally saw people blaming on Twitter. They were like blaming this 16-year-old for like purposefully going and like entertaining pedophiles and like talking to pedophiles knowingly. And it's like the problem with pedophilia is that there's a minor victim, right? In that instance, and that person would be the victim. And they're not it's the adult's job to know better. The kid came onto you excuse is literally like the type of shit that fucking it's literally the type of shit that pedophiles like to use in their defense. So that's just like completely bizarre to me. And it seems like I've just seen like so many instances of people like doing victim blaming and instances of grooming and pedophilia, et cetera, et cetera. And if this person was groomed, what like people don't understand that like grooming is not the action. Grooming is the tactic to get you complacent with the inappropriate action. Not every instance of sexual assault, pedophilic age gaps, etc., involves grooming. Grooming is just one of the tactics that these people use to make themselves less likely to be caught, make the minor more compliant, and that involves manipulation, right? Grooming involves manipulation by people who know typically how to talk and you know, make obfuscate what their intentions are. And unfortunately, that manipulation doesn't fucking go away overnight. That manipulation does not disappear overnight. So if somebody who's a victim of a groomer goes back and talks to that groomer and falls for their shit, I'm going to still treat that person like a victim. I'm going to be serious about it. I'm going to condemn their actions, but in a way where they're hurting themselves. Like it would be how I would treat someone who was hurting themselves. Let the pedo talk? Wait, who did I scam? I didn't miss your... Okay, if I don't read your dono for like while I'm in the middle of saying something, I didn't miss it. I was in the middle of a fucking tangent. I didn't miss it. Hold on. Hold on. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just, please, let's all exercise a degree of patience.
Now,
Fuck. Hold on. Where did it go? Dude, why does it always fucking disappear, bro? Here we go. Wait, whose dono did I miss? Wait, where was it on Streamlabs? Where did I? What? There's nothing. I don't see. Did you do it through? Like, I literally don't see anything. Oh, I missed the last. Okay, did. Shut the fuck up.
as many CSA survivors would understand, it's hard to make that disconnection from your groomer. As you may know, this is the effect that grooming has on people. Groomers will make you reliant on them, making you feel that you're nothing without them. This is easy to understand if you yourself are a victim of grooming. Lio and everyone else within this call did not give Jibs this understanding.
Do we get a trophy if you've been online as a minor and never got groomed? Do I get the Never Got Groomed award? I'd like to accept this honor on behalf of my agent, Toki, on behalf of my good buddy, Soul Skibbity.
At the time. When this was told to Queen Seraphina, Jibs was brought into a call with Lio, Queen Seraphina, Hopeless Peaches, and many other Senate mods. In this call, Jibs was verbally abused, victim blamed, victim shamed. It was presented with...
And this person was the Dude, does Lio, like, try to, like, does he ask himself, like, how do I confront the person that's gonna make me look the fucking worst in the course of confronting them? If this person is a victim of grooming, they are being manipulated. They're not thinking logically, and they're not perceiving this person as a danger, because that's what fucking grooming is used for. And someone earlier tried to say you have to have sex to groom. That's not true in the way we use it. Right? It's getting the minor comfortable with satiating your sexual needs, being overtly sexual, when we use it in this kind of predatory context. Like, people can groom a minor into sending them nudes.
Notes from Lumi, Hopeless Peaches, and Cosmic. They got information wrong, misconstrued a lot of facts, and outright added allegations which are not true. They also dragged and presented personal information about Jib's family which isn't true in any degree. They had absolutely no right to release this video.
I would like to preface this with the fact that I was never reached out to by any of the people who released this information. This was done without my consent, and if I had been reached out to, I would have said no, as many people who I
Is the call in this video?
have spoken with about this topic are aware of. Also, my pronouns currently are he, they, and my pronouns at the time of this call were they, them. She, her is used in this call to refer to me, which is not correct, but was also not malicious or intentional. And due to that fact, I'm not okay with people using this to claim transphobia. On top of that, before we dive into this call, I would like to provide some much needed context. What happened was that I had kept contact with Vita.
We love somebody that gives us the context. Wait, was Vita the group? Oh my god. I'm starting to remember names, okay? I remember before I couldn't figure out who was who. I'm starting to get it. Was Vita not one of the people that was co-hosting that Lio segment where this Jordan individual was essentially also victim blamed, and then their groomer was brought onto the stream while they were still there and a minor at that point in time? Vita was in that call, and then Vita later turned out to be a groomer themselves, correct? how do you get, like, how do you, like, manage to be an authoritative figure in any community other than like some like fucking homeless like crack shack fucking tent city under a highway overpass with a history like this? I honestly, dude, how is Lio like how is he like a person that has any respect from anyone?
secretly. And during this time, Vita requested that I give him the Discord information of an individual who was a minor at the time so that they could chat, and I gave it to him. I do not stand by my actions from then, and I think that
Was this person a minor at the time that they gave Vita the name? Was this person a minor at that point in time? Because that's going to make whatever confrontation we watch 10 times worse. I don't know if they were minor at the time, but like in the sense of groomers also can groom people into participating in the perpetuation of their own predation, right? Like that's another thing that groomers do. There have been cases where like in real life, infamous pedophiles have like employed children to go bring other children to them, and those children were still victims. They were not a minor. How old were they? How old were they?
is clear in the fact that I had confessed all of this rather than keeping it
No, but okay. Okay. Got it.
hidden. And I did take actions after what I did to have contact between this individual and Vita cut off.
Yeah, grooming can continue. If it began when you're a minor, it can absolutely like persist and be continued after you've turned 18, especially if you're somebody that's already going to be an at-risk person. And the reality is that the majority of people in the ACC are either perpetrators or people at risk due to various mental health issues, neurodivergence, being social outcasts. So somebody like this, it wouldn't surprise me that I would not refrain from probably assuming that they're already pretty at risk anyways, and they're like they would probably be more susceptible to continuing grooming than like another 18-year-old or some shit.
Once I confessed to this in a DM with Queen Seraphina, I was told there would be a call. This was that call.
Okay, so a year and a half ago, when Vita came to us about saying that Vita was talking to her.
Vita, your man's? That's your man's? Your guy, your buddy that you brought in contact with a minor, thinking that it's like a fucking good idea to have that minor on a stream where you discuss their own grooming, and then bring the groomer on while that minor is still in the fucking call? That Vita? Your guy? Your buddy? Your friend? Your pal? Is this my best friend Lio? It is. It is. For those of you that are just tuning in, Lio Convoy is confronting a grooming victim who got back in contact with their groomer and then gave the groomer the Discord name of somebody else.
That's what we're talking about, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It's still horrible. Jib should have cut off all contact. Yes, and then ideally as well, minors shouldn't be messaging adults that have like sexual interest in them. I agree, but the reality is, right, the people that groom are manipulative, they are deceptive, and they know who to seek out, and they tend to seek out people who are already in socially and psychologically vulnerable positions. So you could say in hindsight what this person should and shouldn't have done, and obviously, like, nobody's going to dispute they shouldn't have been talking to their groomer. But ultimately, to just like say that and then fully judge them for it is a complete misunderstanding of what grooming even means.
Can you please sit closer to your mic?
I'm sorry. I'm like right next to my mic.
Is there something wrong with my connection? If you can, if not, raise your voice.
Do we know how many people were in this call as well? Was this just like a full Senate call where you got like 50 to 100 people?
Yeah, I turned up my input a bit, if that helps.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just got a new mic. So.
how did you get all these logs?
I had an alt account I used back then to speak with Vita.
So a year and a half ago, you were still speaking with Vita.
Yeah.
Victim was 18 in this call, so they were wait. So okay, so yeah, no, so they weren't even an adult when this went down. Not somebody like this in this socially vulnerable position would probably be just as likely to be a grooming victim, or for the grooming to continue, 17 or 18. It's not like the day of your birthday, all of a sudden, like you're no longer susceptible to the continuation of that grooming, right? Obviously, nobody would seriously argue that, but it's not. You don't even need to argue that because it sounds. Am I like missing something? When they were a minor. So essentially what this is, by the way, essentially what this is, seems like it's going to come down to, is we are going to sit here and blame a grooming victim for being groomed. What is the purpose of what does Lio think the purpose of grooming is? Why does he think why does he think that people who have an interest in children do it? Why does he think they do it? Why does he think they do it? Because the goal is to manipulate the child into becoming a willing participant in their own abuse and sometimes the abuse of others. That is the nature of grooming, and when we use it in this context.
Yes.
Why?
I think I didn't want to do the work to have to cut him off. I didn't want to have to deal with that.
Even though we had
I
a very
guess-
long call with you and Sarah about it, we still kept talking to him even after that.
Yes.
Even after we told you if we found out you were doing it again, we'd have to contact your family.
Yeah.
What?
Even though we
what is this guy's love of contacting people's families? What? Lio should never be. Listen, I do think this is my new controversial stance. I do think that sometimes there are justified instances of contacting the adults in somebody's life, right? If you have reason to believe that like a minor on the internet is being abused by an adult, first of all, you don't need to, first of all, you don't reach out to the parents directly. What you can easily do is report it to the police, right? Because you don't know what the parents are like. You don't know if the parents are going to retaliate against the minor over that or handle it the best themselves. You go to the police. You don't get involved yourself, right? But I mean, like the only times I could ever see that being justified is like when you have reason to believe that a minor's welfare online is being jeopardized. It like if that's happening, then like maybe you'd be somewhat justified in reaching out to their family. But this person's like a grown ass adult. Spencer W pandering to anti-podian pay pig time zones. True.
had a very long call with you and Sarah about it. We still kept talking to him even after that.
Yes.
Even after we told you if we found out you were doing it again, we'd have to contact your family.
Yes.
You want to explain to me exactly what is so valuable about Vita that was important to do?
They were being groomed by this person, Lio. They were a minor at the time. What Lio loves to do as well, I've noticed this in his defense tactics, he needs to link anyone who doesn't like him to some grooming or groomers or whatever. Like, he'll describe me. I'm pretty sure in those, like, leaked Discord DMs. Does anyone fucking have them on hand? Maybe you have them, Goat. There were DMs leaked of Lio talking about me in private. And he described me as, like, it was like a defender of I need to be labeled like a defender of the I think he called me a defender of the distribution of CSAM or something, which is just a lie. That's just lying, right? I would never defend that. He's just lying. He purposefully what he does is he reframes, dishonestly so, he reframes a situation where a minor was the one being accused of distributing it, and I approached it in a nuanced manner. He's reframing that and this is what they did to Goat. He's reframing that as I'm defending the actual act itself. There are two steps when we're assessing something, and that is we're assessing the action, and then we're assessing the implications of that action on the alleged perpetrator. And in that instance, I think the action was horrible, and I would never defend the action. And it doesn't matter the intent of the perpetrator, the action is going to be just as harmful in each instance. But because of those extenuating circumstances and the fact that they didn't know that what allegedly, if we were to assume that which is my entire argument was built on this premise, that they didn't know that the link that was in the description of the YouTube video they were sending led to the CSAM, then I think it would be unfair to just treat this person like some sort of knowing CSAM distributor, especially when they're also 15, right?
I'm not exactly.
DMs. Yeah, it's right here. Hold on. Yeah, so this sounds about right. Same guy that essentially says we need to look at the nuance of a 15-year-old sharing, I don't even want to see Sam, right? This is why Lio Convoy will never talk to me. This is why he's willing to talk to so many different people, except people like me, and Malcolm, because we're not from his community. We can easily cut through his bullshit. We're both easily more intelligent than he is. And I could very easily dispute this. I could say to Lio, let me present you with a hypothetical. Somebody sees a cool video on YouTube, they share it, and in this instance, it was a blurred video of which they couldn't immediately identify, but this is a hypothetical, right? Let's say that somebody sees like a video of like cats racing, and they share it in their Discord server, and then there's a unidentifiable link to an unidentifiable website in the description of that video that leads to CSAM. That person sends the cat videos like, look how cool these cats are. Then we have a second instance where that person just straight up knowingly sends CSAM to their server. Would that nuance not be relevant to making a moral condemnation of the person involved? Because if you don't think that would be relevant, you're fucking delusional and want people to be treated in a manner that wouldn't be substantiated by what they actually did with the information they knew at the time. And in this instance, that involves a minor. So you'd actually want the minor to be treated with no fairness and give them a life-ruining label. So of course you should approach it from a nuanced perspective. Of course that would be a mitigating detail. That's fucking retarded. That's retarded if you don't apply that nuance. Checks Aiden's harder. I'm not the guy that is bringing minors in contact with their groomers, okay? If I wanted to be dishonest too, Lio, I would call you like, say you basically run farmers only, but for groomers and grooming victims. You bring them together on streams. Isn't Fox Azure is the strangest guy I've ever debated, okay? He accused me of being like a member of UTTP or some shit, and then he retracted it. But essentially, I only got this guy on a stream because I didn't make an accusation against him. I just wanted to learn more about an accusation that was being made against him, a serious accusation for that matter, where he was accused of coming home, finding, it was either his wife or his girlfriend, I think it was his girlfriend, finding his girlfriend in bed with a 15-year-old boy. And when you see that this minor is in bed with your wife, what you do is you fucking take your wife away from him. In that instance, I honestly don't care if you like get physical and throw her to the other fucking side of the room. Make sure the kid's okay and call the fucking police. But he just treated this, according to him, according to what he told multiple people in private on Discord, as if it were like a normal instance of cheating, and he apparently hit the minor, which is fucking insane. That is an insane reaction. Now he comes on my stream, and I keep trying to ask him this, But this guy talks like he's a character from like Alice in Wonderland. It's just like every area that he could go on a tangent. It was like he was talking to himself. Every area he could go on like a tangent about some unrelated subject. Like if I was like, hey, why aren't you answering the question? He's like, hey, it's for horses. I love horses. Do you know that like I saw a stable once? And he wouldn't answer the question directly. And then when he finally did, he said he had just been telling that to people as a joke, which I suspected was cope. Now apparently, according to his messages with Lio here, this guy is lying and claiming that my contention was that he's a cuck. I don't give a fuck if you're a cuck, dude. I don't care. I seriously don't care about what other fucking, like, I've never given a fuck about cuck allegations. I care if you found a adult sexually assaulting a minor and your response was to go and physically assault the minor. And then somebody replies, check Aiden's hard drive. So guys, I think that if you find a 15-year-old being statutorily raped, I think that you should punch their rapist and then call the police and make sure the kid's all right. And because I think that, my hard drive needs to be checked. Apparently.
Sure, no.
Here you are.
I
Here you are. There's no way you didn't weigh this. I'm sorry, but there's no way. No way. Because you know that your family's garbage. You know they'd probably hurt you if this happened.
Got it. So he does this as well. He understands, according to him. I would bet a lot of these people would have abusive families. I don't question it. I think a lot of people who are engaged in the internet to like the extent that like your average ACC tard would be probably doesn't have a good relationship with their family. And if they do, there's probably another like myriad of social abnormalities or issues. But apparently Lio is acknowledging that they're like this and still threatening to call them anyway, which is just fucked. And we know he's done this. There was another situation where he very knowingly and blatantly called. And listen, I've been told in private, Lio still tries to justify this as well, in addition to the Rosa call, that he was somehow justified. That basically, Lio was trying to confront some kid called Jax. He was like 16. This kid was not playing Lio's game. He was trolling him, which obviously Lio wants to do his autistic confrontations. He doesn't know how to deal with something like that. And Lio is just getting destroyed by this like troll. So at one point, Lio, I think, says he's going to show up to the kid's house. And the kid says, I've got guns. Like, if you come to my house, I'm going to defend myself. So what was the implication of that? If you come to my home intending to inflict some sort of violence, I will use deadly force to stop you, which is, I'm pretty sure, legal almost everywhere, right? In the United States. Lio calls this kid's school up and allegedly calls this kid's school up and reports him as some sort of threat to the school.
So you had a thought process, and I'm not going to sit here and allow you to lie to me. I already allowed that enough plenty, apparently. You're going to tell me the reason.
Within the call, there was a common tactic used where Lio Convoy would provoke the idea of contacting my family as a looming threat throughout the whole time when he was dealing with my case. The idea was that if I stepped out of line by contacting Vita, my parents would be contacted and told about it.
Wait, apparently... Wait, I don't know if I can show this. Cal, you have to tell me how you got that. I don't know if I can show that. I just got sent Fox Azure's face, and he looks exactly like what I fucking thought he'd look like.
While I understand the sentiment behind this, he knew I had a complicated relationship with my parents. He knew that things at home were difficult at the time for me, and that did not stop him from claiming he would contact them.
Yo, Soul Skibbity says, Fox Azure unironically won't leave me alone. If you want to call in after, I'd love to talk to you about your experiences of Fox Azure. By the way, folks, if you're enjoying the stream, as always, you could support us through tips, Streamlabs, all that good stuff. You can also support by liking up. I know it's very late, so viewership's not going to be great, but your likes go a long way.
So the fact that he was willing to potentially put me at risk scared me at the time. To add on to this, there was a claim made within the video where they said that my parents were physically abusive to me. This isn't true. I suffered from emotional abuse and medical neglect, but not physical abuse. Again, Lio was fully aware of this at the time as well.
Did you like the attention? Is that what is it? Like the validation he gave?
That was probably it, I'm pretty sure.
How old were you when that happened?
17.
You were still a minor.
Yes.
Okay, so to give Lio the benefit of the doubt, if it wasn't, let's say Lio doesn't accept that grooming can continue after you turn 18, and he's of that, like, delusional belief, let's say he doesn't accept that. Okay, that's fine. The knowledge, what you're confronting this person for doing, they were a minor at the time being groomed by this person in that situation. So if that was like something you believed at this point, if you have any understanding of what grooming is, you would take a step back. You would take a step back and probably fucking say sorry because you just threatened to call someone's abusive parents on them.
When did you actually cut him off?
A common theme with my experience is that anytime I would relapse to my abuser at the time, Vita, it was held against me. They accused me of only doing this for attention and that I had malicious intentions, when I wasn't and didn't. I acknowledge that this was a betrayal of trust, and for that I have repeatedly apologized. But to frame it as anything more than a victim relapsing into old behaviors is untrue. I was trying to escape, but as a victim of abuse, it's so hard to break that cycle. It's something you need to rip apart bit by bit, and it's not going to go perfectly the first time, or even the second. A groomer is like a parasite. They build up your trust, isolate you from everyone else, and force you to be reliant on them so that you'll never leave. It's such a horrible cycle that's very hard to escape. A key difference I did notice, and the fear that I had with this information coming to light, though, was the reason behind the fear was different per person. With Queen Seraphina, I was scared of her being disappointed in me for not being honest with her. But with Lio, I was scared of my parents being called. I was scared of him shouting.
Aiden, pull your collar down. Okay, I see the whole fucking dumpy chat in here. Calm down, guys. Calm down. All right. So I'll just take a deep breath.
Berating and
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta get. I'm sorry, guys. It's nothing. We'll talk in VC after. Nothing personal. I have to save the quality of my chat.
shaming me. And my fear was repeatedly justified, as everything other than my parents being called happened.
I believe it was a day or so before I turned 18.
What was the final straw?
I don't remember exactly.
I'm not buying that. Not today. You've lied to me plenty of times.
Where's the lie? Is he gonna ever cite the lie? They love to do this. They love to fucking just like use the word lie. They never say what is a lie. He's just like, he's never like given us details about the nature of the sexual harassment from Bunny, which we should what are the one thing I don't think I've called Lio, I think I have called him a liar when I saw specific lies, but I don't remember what those lies were. Does anyone remember I know he has lied publicly. I just don't remember what the lies were. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember?
Sat there and thrown my trust in the garbage, so you're going to give me a doggone answer. I am not going to accept I don't know and I don't remember. I am not stupid, and you will not treat me like I am. Answer.
I know, I am just genuinely trying to remember some pieces of it. I tried to
Why don't you go to the logs and figure it out, since you...
Also, what, like, credentials does this fat fuck have to, like, ever, like, be the one that handles, like, very complex situations like this that involve, fucking barely legal people who are verifiable grooming victims discussing their grooming, or even handling, like being, like, an authority on online predation at all. Didn't this guy, like, posture himself as some sort of predator catcher? Did he ever actually get a predator caught? He's an old man who berates people over internet voice chats. That alone is kind of creepy.
Clearly have them.
logs on my alt account only go for so long because then it was no longer on Discord, it was on iMessage, and I had completely deleted everything off of iMessage, and it's been over 40 days, so I cannot recover those.
So you can't remember why you cut off this child predator. Can't for the life of you remember.
Well, probably if they were, it might be a good reason if they were, huh?
I don't remember what the exact last straw was or exactly why I did it, the exact day I did.
When did you turn 18?
March 1st, last year.
Of last year?
Dude, the magical birthday. The magical birthday. If you're like actively being groomed, you turn 18, it's like all of a sudden, all the effects of that, there's like a shield up. There's a literal like fucking shield up that just like stops the effects of grooming.
Yes.
So from your 17th to your 18th, you were still talking to this guy, sitting in this server, knowing full well you shouldn't have been doing it.
They were a victim of grooming. This was their groomer, Lio. They were a fucking minor by your own admission.
Yes.
Why'd you bring this up today?
The reason I struggled to answer the question within the call is that there wasn't a particular defining event that I could pinpoint. The most
That's
I could
believable. That's believable.
do, now that I've reflected on things, is draw parallels to when I turned 18, as that was symbolic for me. I wanted to turn over a new leaf, start anew, and be better. So, being asked this question felt unfair because I couldn't give a specific answer at the time, given the pressure, the shame I felt, and the fear I had. It makes sense why I couldn't find the right words in that moment, especially with all the eyes watching me and expecting a quick, clear answer. I would like to say that most of the people here have apologized to me for how they conducted themselves within the extended version of the call. There's some cut content within this call that I will be attempting.
Wait, so they did apologize? I'm sorry, I just fucking zoned out for a sec. So there was an apology over this. We don't care. Too late.
To find it, as I plan to make another reply, hopefully down the line. However, there's a list of people such as Busy Robot Hands, Queen Seraphina, Baiji, as well as some who weren't even
This Queen Seraphina's person name, it comes up all the time. Is that the person that made a video covering the Lio court drama or
present
some
for
shit?
call like Drunkle and Monstrous, who I don't think should be dragged into this.
Listen, here's what we need to do. If you hear a name and you know this, we just need to sort who's groomed somebody or fucked an animal into who is not, because I don't want to falsely accuse anybody. So if you hear a name and it's like, you know the ACC, and it's like, oh, that guy tried to molest a tiger, say something, okay? If you know something, say something.
These people have not only apologized in the past, but have also repeatedly been there to support and check in on me over time.
Feeling really awful about it for a while.
I need like my ACC like I'm just gonna make a document with like a list of all the people.
And after watching the beauty stuff, Vita was mentioned. And
Yes, he was. You never did file a report against him, did you?
I started one and then I changed.
That's a yes or a no.
Are you? Oh my god, dude. Are you actually raising your? Also, you would never like if you have any understand. I literally completed like a fucking full course on sex-based discrimination and sexual violence prevention, and I'm not certified yet. I'm awaiting my certification in the mail. Okay, I know, big guy over here. But like, there's like very specific ways to talk to somebody that you know, and it seems like Lio accepts was subject to grooming, subject to abuse. And one of like the most common things is you're not supposed to judge whether or not they contacted the fucking police. I knew this before that, well before that. But there are like so many reasons somebody will just not go through with a report on this, right? And that doesn't make their story any more or less credible. And ultimately, it's not necessarily their obligation to have to re-victimize themselves or further humiliate themselves to get someone caught. Would I advise it? Yes, of course I'd advise it. You should do it. But if you don't, that doesn't make you a bad person, because I can understand why you wouldn't do that. People get worried they're not going to be believed. People get worried about this being publicized. People get worried. People still deal with like guilt like making excuses for the perpetrator that hurt them?
Question. That is not an essay question.
No, I had spoken with.
You would be so tough with the deep voice changer and gold grills. We were talking about the other night. I'm just gonna like pay a bunch of women to be walking around in the background. I'm gonna wear a big fur coat, get like tats on my face, a grill. I'm just gonna like turn into a pimp over time and wait how long it takes people to notice.
No.
Some people, but
With some people. Who are some people?
I believe it was a
Some PDs are notorious for bullying / discouraging SA / CSA victims into not filing reports, and Lio blames the then minor. Yeah, obviously, that's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. For a lot of people, and this is a lie sometimes that victims tell themselves, they just want to move on, they just want to get over it and kind of like wash it away, and it almost feels like continuing to engage in processes related to their abuse keeps them in that abuse. And some are just so focused on trying to move on and make this the past that they will not go through with the process of dealing with the investigative and potentially prosecutorial portions of bringing legal justice to a sexual perpetrator, to a potential sex offender, right? There's so many reasons. And I venture to guess, I wouldn't make this claim definitively. To some extent, it might even be like higher for minors.
PD or a sheriff in his area.
I don't know if I'd say that concretely. I'd have to go look at a study on that, but I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
And what did they tell you?
I believe they told me to keep contact with them and that we were going to do another call to go over.
So I was from Spencer. When did this call take place? This was not 2 weeks ago. I don't know what. This was in March. This video came out March 19th of 2024. Nearly a year ago. But when was the call? This was well after I'd started covering Lio, no? This was obviously well after the Rosa call. What date did the call itself take place?
For everything, but I never did that.
For this section of the call, I want to clarify that I was in the process of attempting to file a police report against Vida. However, after the first call from my initial report, I panicked out of fear of my parents finding out, and out of stress of having.
And Lio plays into that fear by threatening to call those parents with the knowledge of what they are like. I don't know. Lio presents himself as kind of this like father type figure to some, like a therapist type figure to some people, and in this instance, it's like a struggle set. Like, do the research on what struggle sessions are, how they work. Not literally in regards to fucking Maoist China, but he like takes information, personally vulnerable information that he knows about a person, and then uses it against them in the course of humiliating them. This is an incredibly personal thing. This is an incredibly personal process to go try to file this with the police, and there are personal reasons to go forward with or not go forward with doing it. You're not a bad person for not doing it. I would always advise somebody who is a victim to go report it, but I understand I'm not gonna, like, there's no anger if you don't do that.
To recount and present the trauma that I went through to the police, leading to me not following through with this report. After this call, I chose to reach out again to file a full report to the police, and this time I went through with it completely.
During all this, he's preying on another child. You're facilitating it. Then you hide it from us. So not only have you hidden your interactions with Vida, you hide the fact that he's preying on yet another child.
He has this like need to make everybody he wants to confront, or he invents like moral justifications for berating somebody that are like huge when you actually break down the facts of the matter, are mental gymnastics for him. A good example of this would be when we were watching the bunny call. This bunny person who doesn't seem very bright makes a comment along the lines of like, I'm gonna put you in a fucking psych ward for like the rest of your life or some shit, like some off the cuff comment to insult Lio for being crazy. Lio is like, is that a threat? Did you just threaten me? You threatened me? Which, it's obviously not a threat. It's an insult. If you break it down as literally as possible, because you're a dishonest fat fuck, sure. But you, like, if you like got through elementary school, you probably should be able to decipher that's not a threat. That's an attempt to insult you. He knows that, but he treats it like a threat anyways, a serious threat anyways, because he wants to have some moral justification for then going and doing this. For him, people are all good or all bad, and he has to find ways to paint you as all bad, and that therefore anything is justified against you. He's a very like black and white thinker. And you could even see this in his like conversations regarding me, and also I was told that apparently Lio just like didn't have anything to do with like criticizing Goat or some shit. But Lio literally seemingly agrees with the criticism for Goat when he's criticizing me for the same shit. He doesn't believe when we're accusing a 17-year-old, or not a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old of what is arguably one of the worst things you can ever be accused of. He thinks it's bad to attach nuance to that when the facts of the matter create room for said nuance. Because he's a complete black and white thinker.
Why?
Why? I just don't know, like if I went through a phase where I tried to act like this, and it would be not like this, like that. I mean, like, try to be like some cool online confronter detective type figure. It would be like maybe when I was like 13, 14, and I'd look back and I'd cringe. This guy's in his 40s and it just does not feel any shame and acting like a fucking spurg.
I feel like this comment from Lio is incredibly unnecessary. I understand the risk I put the person in, and that them being groomed by Vita is something that could have happened due to my actions, and I still deeply regret it. However,
but Lio understands that minors can't consent, right? Lio understands that minors can engage in bad behavior, right? Especially when you're 17. But this person is being groomed, and while they're actively being groomed, like, if you talk to somebody who is actively being groomed, they will probably not think that the person that's grooming them is a bad person, or necessarily even see themselves as a victim at the time, right? And in the course, they think this person is fine because they're being groomed, and this person wants to talk to somebody else, so they don't see a problem with going and sharing this because they don't understand and can't see the fucking monster that they're talking to, because that's the intent, that's the purpose of the grooming, to obscure the fact that this person is that monster and to make you compliant.
they were never groomed, abused, or anything along those lines by Vita. The two simply played video games together and chatted. So it's really, really distressing that Lio would ever simply imply that I would try to put someone in the same position I'm in. It's not fair for him to say.
And also, the situation that they're in was actively unfolding at that time. So to try to make it as if they even understood what the situation that was happening to them was while they're actively being groomed, its implications, and implications on the perpetrator, etc. It is just it demonstrates somebody who has a gross misunderstanding of the predation of minors, and is quite frankly too fucking ignorant and stupid to handle anything related to this. And the fact that he was even known for being like the guy that dealt with stuff like this indicates to me that we've literally only scratched the fucking surface. We've only scratched the surface. I bet you if I don't know a whole lot of ACC people, right? But I bet you if I was to go and ask around and stuff, we would literally just keep finding stuff. I know that there's just going to be more, and it's going to be worse.
Or do this, especially when it is not what happened.
Don't tell me you don't know. If you say that, I'm going to genuinely lose my mind on you.
I did not want to deal with the repercussions of my actions back then.
You didn't mind doing it. You just didn't want the consequences.
Okay, so Lio thinks that a minor that is being groomed is responsible for being groomed, because them being willing, once again, them being willing to send the tag of this other minor is a direct result of the grooming. That's the effect of the grooming. It would be like blaming a minor who was groomed for engaging in sex with their groomer, right? This is just victim blaming. There is no way around it. It's victim blaming, and then taking it a step further, it's not just like you're blaming the victim in your takes on Twitter. Directly confronting them, berating them, embarrassing them, threatening them, by the way, with like harms to their with their own safety, because you understand that their familial situation involves abuse, and are threatening to fucking tell their parents.
So you like talking to a guy who likes to put his hands or wants to put his hands on children, slips into their DMs. You, I'm such a lesbian, I wouldn't like a guy.
What did he just say? Can we turn that into a soundbite?
So you like talking to a guy who likes to put his hands or wants to put his hands on children, slips into their DMs.
This person was the child.
You, I'm...
Lio would/will casually tout homophobic and transphobic rhetoric and yeah, I believe this. I think he only is like surface level progressive. Like, I think like when he finds that he has an in, anything is morally justifiable to him against this person. Like, you could see it in the way he talks to Rosa. If he's had an excuse to put this person into his like black and white thinking patterns of all good or all bad, and he's found an excuse to make them all bad, he doesn't give a fuck about like any sort of like progressive values about how to treat them. He constantly berates Rosa, insults her intelligence. Does he directly call her a retard? I don't know, but he does. I'd even argue some of the shit he was saying to her was worse than calling her that.
Such a lesbian, I wouldn't like a guy.
This was and is a very distressing point that was repeatedly made during my...
I've made this point. I think change... Nobody believes in change... Okay, I'm going to sound like Trump. Nobody believes in change, redemption, and second chances more than I do. And I've even considered this about Lio. I've even doubted myself. I constantly doubt myself and do introspection. But the part of the redemption process and self-improvement is actually understanding how and why what you did to begin with was wrong. And Lio has not only shown a complete lack of understanding surrounding that, in some cases he actively attempts to minimize it. And I don't think that you could be in that position doing what he's doing and actually go through a redemption arc. I think at minimum, a redemption arc involves the acceptance of why and how what you did was wrong. People bring up that he said he went to therapy, but his case would be one of those cases where I'd feel comfortable saying you're only apologizing because you got caught. I think that's a stupid response that people use for every apology. And in that case, any public apology would just like never be genuine when there are obviously public apologies that are genuine. But in his case, I've actually seen like no evidence of an understanding of why what he did was wrong. And I'm heard that he actively justifies other components of it. Taj from Spencer, Lio Convoy has hilarious posts under his Kiwi Farms alts. Well, I'm not on Kiwi Farms, so I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Time in Senate and DMs with Lio. It also really shows that despite having handled several grooming cases and communicating with the victim...
Wait, apparently Fox Azure has music? Dude. Oh my, this could be Kino.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel.
I feel like I can only hear it out of like one side of my headphone.
I focus.
Dude, he probably thinks he looks so hard. He has like a half grin on his face, so he's pretending to drink the alcohol. Somebody DM Soul. What is he even drinking? Is this guy actually drinking his own piss for a music video? I can barely fucking who like produced. Dude, this guy got Ryle Kittenhouse as a producer. Produced by Ryle Kittenhouse. I can barely fucking hear him.
Taste. Try to drink it all away.
This was him after he found his wife cheating with a 15-year-old, who he then proceeded to assault, allegedly.
But it goes all to waste.
Ooh, look at that fuck. Okay, I didn't mean to. Whoa. Out of context, that's not gonna look good. That was for a joke earlier, okay? That was for a joke earlier, ADL. Dude. He's got a beer gut. What year is this from? This is from 8 years ago?
Dearest friend, everyone I know goes away in the end. You can have it all.
He's just drink. Is this just like an excuse to keep drinking? Like, I'm genuinely convinced he drank all of this because you could fucking see it in like the beer belly.
Broken dreams.
Was this filmed over multiple days? Because like he actually then goes and grows a beard.
I cannot repair.
Oh my. Oh, he's actually. This is a real reveal of this guy's room from 8 years ago.
The memories disappear.
What is on the floor?
You are somewhere else.
What is going on?
But I am still right here.
Dude, we have Kurt Cobain at home. We have Kurt Cobain at home.
What have I become?
Okay, I don't want to insult Kurt like that.
My sweetest friend. Everyone I know.
That's, dude, look at the state of his kitchen. I don't think this is staged. Dude, did you really drink all that beer? I've never seen one person drink that much beer and still stand. Great job. You are he spells immune with an A. You are immune to, dude, this, I Mog. I Mog this guy, bro. Mog this guy 8 years ago. This is the shit he was doing 8 years ago with his like community college sweatshirt. Meanwhile, me, on the other hand, I was actually making bangers, absolute fucking bangers, dude. This is for the same time period, 8 years ago, man.
Later, the company.
Okay, I can't hear my own voice. Anyways, never mind, forget it. Thank you, Spencer. Funny Lio posts and inbox, pretty safe for stream. Thank you so much, buddy. I'll check those out when I'm done. Hold on. And then we have... Okay, apparently it gets worse. What is this?
Been waiting a little while to make this video.
This isn't Fox Azure. The video is called Fox Azure, the sad pedophile troll stalker.
And most people who are familiar with my channel know who and what I'm talking about. Being the kind of person I am, I travel from coast to coast. I set up military compounds wherever I go. I have 32 campsites in 12 different...
I guess you could call this guy unfaithful to his partner because he's seeing someone on the side. But don't... Psst. I'll be here all night, folks. I'll be here all night.
Different states. And I enjoy my life. I have money, I work. I interview people.
This person lives in Seattle or Portland. This person lives in Seattle or Portland.
I have tape recordings from what pretty much seemed like a prison sentence. This winter, I was trapped in Maine, and anybody, especially people in Massachusetts and New Hampshire who are familiar with what people in Maine are, You know, like, I could only compare it to the movie Wrong Turn, or, you know, what you
True. Okay, actual bank. This guy's winning. This guy won. So fucking true.
see in modern day Appalachia, or like western Mississippi or eastern Tennessee, or some of the more poorer parts of Alabama. But family invited me up there, and they swindled me for everything, and tried to have me locked in a mental institution after they.
What does this have to do? What does this have to do with Fox Azure? I'm a little confused.
Robbed me. It's called gaslighting. You can look it up. But, you know, long story short, I have tape. I have fucking interviews from that place that'll blow your mind. Just the sickness that I can finally prove, and it's one of the reasons why I did put myself through that. And by put myself through that, I literally mean I have a scar. Like, I have 6 stitches on my head.
There are no. Where are the stitches?
I literally mean I have a scar. Like, I have 6 stitches on my head.
You didn't vet this vid. Good one. Good one. Good one. No, truly, that's great, Cal. That's great. Please send me more stuff. Tell me to look at it. Insist I look at it, and then just like don't vet it. There are no stitches.
People up there would typically alternate between calling me a faggot and threatening to rape me, and
what the fuck?
Because I wouldn't have either, you know. I had a jagged rock thrown in my head, and I just decided I was gonna leave and freeze my cock off here in New Hampshire.
Where do we get to Fox Azure's involvement?
And so I have a bunch of heating equipment, cooking equipment, food, water.
Wait, so this guy's like living in the fucking woods now?
No, I got myself all set up. $6,000 in the bank. I'm getting ready to buy a tiny house. But I travel, and I'm a pretty happy, productive person now. I wasn't always that way, and I guess just because I let negative people into my life, I'm probably going to deal with negative people, you know, at least on my channel.
True.
Until I create a new one or just stop using YouTube.
We love that positive energy, even though you worship Satan.
If you go down to the comments section, like I said, you're all probably familiar with this individual. I don't normally address trolls directly because I just don't have to. It's not a part of my life anymore, but there's this one guy by the name of Fox Azure, who is a demonstrable child molester, who...
base department? Hello? Ring ring, base department? Dude, what the fuck? This guy won. This guy won so hard.
Targets 16 to 19-year-old. He's kind of like a hebephile type. Pedophiles go after people in their prepubescent developmental stages, but hebephiles go after people who are still kids, but still going through puberty. You can look at...
Does this guy know something that we don't?
It's a thing. It's like as close to a kid fucker as you can get. And most people in Maine, like I said, like if you're familiar with New Hampshire and Mass and you talk to people down here about people up there, you find that the majority of people up in Maine are just kid fuckers, mentally ill, gaslighters, psycho...
He doesn't sound... I'm trying to assess, like, what levels of insane this guy is. I mean, he's, like, hallucinating stitches on his head.
It's narcissists, entitled, just undiverse, unhappy, angry people. Every video I've ever made has one of his comments on it. You can go through the list, and I'm going to stop responding to them and just let them build up and screenshot them all. I've interviewed the man's family. He has beaten his elderly father. He has preyed on and gang stalked his, or just stalked. I don't know if there's anyone else involved. There probably was one other person, but I don't want to name names quite yet. His sister preyed on her.
Is this guy still alive? This is 4 years ago. Okay, with a person like this, I don't know if they're still going to be living.
Been waiting a little while.
Oh. Yeah, he's probably dead. Let's be honest, this guy's dead.
What's up, bitch boy? Hey, what's up, bitch boy? Yo, it's your boy, man. You know, the real Fox, the #1 Fox. So when you hustle the fuck up and fucking grow set. Meantime, I'm waiting, nigga.
What the fuck? Is this Fox Azure? Wait, so maybe this guy isn't great. What did we just stumble on? This is supposed to be like a 2-second side tangent. You need to contact this guy? I don't know if this person is alive. I would be like... What the fuck is this channel?
This smoke session goes out to all my haters. I I'd be playing some Bob Marley shit in the background, or like Thievery Corporation, if YouTube wasn't run by an elite group of neo-fascists who seek to minimize and ridicule everything you do, of which they profit from.
True. This guy's based. Fox and friends make hostile call to our station
Here
again.
is harassing phone call number 3 or 10 or 50. I've lost count. Ever since we published that article on Fox Azure / Nathan Raylander, we've been receiving.
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to tune. I'm gonna have to tune back into that one later. Nah, fuck it. I'll keep watching.
Restricted phone call after restricted phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning for about 3 weeks since I arrived in Newburyport, New Hampshire.
I can't tell if this guy, because he does have like, there's an actual call that he allegedly recorded. So I can't tell if like what is delusion and what isn't.
Massachusetts. So this one was actually foolish enough to leave his phone number, and I will announce it here. It is 207-656-4706, and here's that phone call.
Hi, good morning. Who is he?
So take a listen. This, in my opinion, is why I believe that people who investigate or have confrontations with Fox tend to back away and just let it go. This is about 5 or 6 years now, and I've actually taken action on defending myself, my character.
What happened to this guy? Because he disappeared. This could be a very interesting rabbit hole.
And honestly, it's not even about me. It's
because he disappears right around the time he stopped speaking up about Fox, and he's just not seen.
About the general community, Bangor is a very small area, and I feel that this individual could progress into more violent tendencies, whereas now it's just aggressive bullying with the potential for violence, if I were in fact in this man's presence. But here you go, this is a friend he had call me and say hateful shit.
Alright, this is Humongous. I was hoping to speak with Dustin Pierce, also known as Fox L. Rose. Thank you, have a good day. Bye-bye. Fuck you, Dustin. I know you faggot.
Fox Azure is a raging homophobe who dresses up in furry outfits.
True.
Obviously, inherent tendencies being transferred there. Alright, here we go. Next.
Delete those videos in their page, you fucking big bro, bitch ass motherfucker.
Is that just like Fox Azure putting on a voice?
Ever. And with each harassing phone call, I'm compelled to do more work on the article, as it only piques my interest with regards to the subject.
TLDR, nobody's gonna be able to TLDR this for you. We've just like gone down this like schizo rabbit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But he disappears 4 years ago. Are you still alive? The Great Kate Mystery. And he doesn't respond. What happened to this guy? Wait, was Fox a co-host of this show?
Kids. She ran and ran and ran to get
so
away from this
last we heard from this guy, he's like living out in the woods.
Individual, Fox. And he's a furry. He likes to dress up in little costumes and fuck, underage boys, and he does all kinds of fucked up shit. And
what did this guy know? And what happened to him? I kind of want to like make sure this guy's still living.
I decided to make a video, to announce this person who has finally returned to my channel.
Because this is the type of person, I bet, where if he died or went missing, unless the body is discovered, nobody's going to know about it. Or he's going to be some John Doe sitting in... This was from 4 years ago, April 10th, 2000... When was his last video? Wait, I've just gotten a great idea. ...2021. John Doe, Maine, 2021. U.S. unidentified males, Doe Network. Hold on. Advanced search. What would we estimate this guy's age to be? 30. We'll say 30, 25 to 30. 30. White. Male. I know he's probably not 30. Choose a state. Maine. Searching. All right, I'm putting it in. It's not working. Zero. Or I'll just put in Maine as the category. I'll just put in Maine. Hold on. There's no missing person from Maine or unidentified body that's shown up in Maine. Okay, we gotta wait. Hold on. No, that person's black. That person is discovered in 1964, 1972, 1990. No, come on. 1973. All right, we got nothing. We're going to get to the bottom of this. One way or another, we're going to get to the bottom of this.
After 3 years of stalking my channel and posting things every hour on the hour it used to be, but I guess I got a break for a little bit, and now that I'm successful again,
He moved to New Hampshire?
as it is with people who are...
Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
making better strides in their life. I'm making $15 an hour. I'm working 48 hours a week, and here come the trolls. So yeah, if you just go through the comments section, you'll see it. Like I said, I normally rise above it, but something has to be said. It's been 5 years. I've never actually been stalked for 5 years on an internet thing, and normally we don't like use YouTube anyway because YouTube is fucking trash. I mean, on BitChute we're getting like 700 views a day, and on YouTube we're getting the same, but all the views just get censored, deleted, we're shadow banned, all kinds of fucked up shit. So it's sort of like I just kind of like dump stuff here. And for the few people who still use YouTube, you can follow us here. We're also a pirate radio station. I have a ham radio. I have CB, FM. My broadcast location will be announced in our secret Facebook group. We rock it out on 99.9 FM from coast to coast.
What year was this? 2021.
And if I'm in your city, you'll probably hear me. At least if you're, within 5 to 10 kilometers of your more built-up region, your downtown. So check us out on Facebook at Anonymous Radio Redux. And I guess in my personal experience, my advice to you is to just don't acknowledge it. Trolls will eventually troll themselves. You just have to let
And then he
that happen.
disappeared. And then he vanished.
He would work with, he would use them for all their equipment, their transportation. He'd sleep on their couch drunk. And yes, that the man is mentally ill. And he is mentally ill. I mean, he's a welfare recipient who makes videos about
Fox
drinking
Azori's
Natty
on
Daddy,
welfare?
and his jokes aren't funny, and he just cries a lot.
That's true. That is okay. That's true. This guy, he's sane enough to me.
And that's it. There's really nothing productive there.
Get Nate on the line. I would rather get the ghost of Epstein on the line right now to talk about like baseball than have Nate on the line. I'm sorry. Nate just drones on and on and on. It puts you to fucking sleep.
I did like his band, Industrial Frost. You can check out some of that on his channel, but that's not really his band either. Most of the people who he would work with, he would use them for all their equipment, their transportation. He'd sleep on their couch drunk and steal their shit that they created and try to take credit for it. So yeah, that's a troll.
Okay, so there's also a claim that is popping up that allegedly Fox Azor was banned from Gilded Pooh's server. Allegedly. For potentially the dissemination of nudes. I'm looking into this. But speaking of that band, we've been sent this. This is Fox Azor's band.
Man, what a mess. What could have done?
Someone has like discovered the state of his apartment. What the fuck's going on in here?
This.
Okay. basic hi-hat pattern. Repeating fucking loop and basic hi-hat pattern. This is like the type of shit I make like when I just fucking learned Ableton and FL Studio. Okay, now we've just gone like Egypt type beat. He did a live show. Okay, man. I love how all the albums are furry, or the album cover is. Does he sing in any of these? Okay, some techno. Thank you, Ace the 5. Fox 1. Listen, let's not get too hasty. Can you ask your contacts, since you're like in the Lio Convoy Cabal, can you ask your contacts why Fox Azure was banned from Gilded Pooh's server? That'd be appreciated. What the fuck is this? Metal Archives. Okay, I don't know. All right, we're done with this. Let's get back to the Lio call. Okay, this is like the sidetrack to end all sidetracks.
Lio does not seem to fully understand how grooming works and what it does.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hi, you know I'm live?
Yeah, I do. Do you want the screenshot of him accusing you of being in the UTTP?
Yeah, send it.
Okay, bet.
Based. Do you know about this lore? Listen, this guy was like your top guy, a member of your server. What is the lore behind him and this like schizo I was watching that Fox Azure apparently this guy schizo is like accusing of molesting kids? I don't know what's the deal with that.
What?
It's a video from 4 years ago. We found some guy in the woods who was claiming he was now living in the woods because his family tried to have him committed to a mental institution. He accused Fox Azure of making harassing phone calls and seemingly presents footage of one. And he accused Fox Azure of like molesting kids, or being an ebophile. And then around that time, he vanishes from the face of the earth. He has not been seen since. It's been 4 years.
Wait, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you saying his name like that? That's the biggest problem I have with this so far.
What's his name?
Azure?
Azure?
I just thought it was Fox Azure.
Azure. Fox Azure.
Yeah, you're saying Azure like you're a fucking Italian, bro. You need to calm down.
Forget
no,
about
I don't know anything about this like weird, like schizophrenic man, but he sounds awesome. I just know about the two stories that he constantly
I don't know if
told
this
me
guy's still alive. Wait, with 2 story? What was the second story?
How he got punched by a Nazi.
Oh, I already told that one on my stream.
He like claimed.
Are
to
you
have gotten
convinced? Are you convinced that that was not like the first story? That wasn't a joke. He did that as post hoc like cope because he seemingly in these leaked DMs with Lio, he's seemingly like fessing up that there was a real story about catching a 15-year-old fucking his wife.
Genuinely dude. That's genuinely 100% real. When we didn't believe him at first, he sent like the like what's it called SOR of the woman.
So why'd he try to claim it was a joke on my stream?
Because he's like just a fucking giant schizo retard. Like sometimes you gotta use Occam's razor at these things, man. Like
see if he wants to confront me again. I'll give him a platform to do it.
I mean, dude, we're not really on speaking.
Send me the screenshot of him accusing me. I gotta finish this video.
Yeah.
Take care.
Dude, his before you go, his biggest problem with me, like outside of just I guess everything, he like he has a huge problem with my like grammatical usage of the interrogative like tone. Okay.
Yeah, I think this guy's like perma-trip. It literally felt like talking like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
Dude, it kind of did, man. Like he was like, "You can't use question marks if you're not actually asking a question. You're stupid." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, those are the tangents he went on when I tried to confront him about why he was claiming he assaulted a minor after catching that minor being statutorily raped. But
well, he also has a huge problem with me saying that he got cocked.
yeah, but he's acting like I'm the one that accused him of being cocked. That was never my big contention.
No, it was me because I thought it was funny as fuck.
Yeah, but he's with Lio and these leaked DMs trying to pretend like I was making a cuck act. I don't give a fuck if
Okay,
someone's a
but
cuck.
he also accused me of like trying to beg him for money. Okay, like
There was no. I saw the
screenshot.
screenshot. There was no
like,
begging. Yeah,
best part.
yeah, I
know
saw
it's
that.
so fucking funny. This guy's just like permanent schizophrenia. Anyways, enjoy the video.
Take care.
I'll send that screenshot.
Take care. Peace. Also, real quick, in other news, I got blocked by my boy Loam today, and I thought it was one thing. I thought it was over a dispute that we had in our messages, but I've come to the realization that I'm pretty sure he blocked me over this segment I did yesterday making fun of him. But I don't know why.
Us to a person. Lio equated me being groomed and taken advantage.
Aiden, I'm not happy with you right now. Why are you not? Can you elaborate? I hate comments that need a follow-up comment. It's like, why can't you just fucking say it all in one comment? It's like, am I talking to the fucking Riddler?
By a man, to me being attracted to men and thus being straight, invalidating my identity as a lesbian at the time. There's a big difference between being groomed and an actual genuine attraction to someone and building relationships.
Total war on Loam? No. I'm not mad about it. I feel bad for Loam. I feel bad for Loam. I think this guy is chasing after pussy and is gonna be destroyed in the process. Okay, there are several reasons I think that his present relationship might lead him to be doomed. And I don't need to call for anything against Lum because I think Lum is doing it to himself, and I'm not mad. There's no ill will. When this guy comes to his senses, he can absolutely DM me, and I will pretend as though nothing happened. I'm not a pushover, but I understand the difference between a fucking jackass and whatever the fuck Liam is. Okay, like I can see the difference.
Relationship. Lio and others in the Senate would invalidate that and say that I'm straight now because of my grooming, which is so distressing and disheartening even now looking back on it, that they would both invalidate my sexuality and try to equate my grooming to an actual relationship.
But you still have him in your life, even after we tell you explicitly.
All I'm saying is, if your relationship is built on a foundation of you were cheating with, like, you were with somebody that was already in a relationship, you were a fucking idiot to get with that person long term, because the entire way that your relationship formulated was on a premise of dishonesty and deceiving their partner. And if you think they're not going to get bored with you and do the same shit, you know, you're just like a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
That is unacceptable. After you thank us for getting you away from him, but you didn't actually get away from him. You just lied to everybody who cared enough to try to help you. And I swear to God, if the rest of you sit quiet this entire call, I'm going to remove every single one of you from—
I'm going to remove everyone from the fucking Discord call. I'm Lio Convoy. Dude, this guy is such a fucking loser. I feel like Perry using filler, because there's only so many adjectives I can come up with to describe Lio. What would be a good, what would be some good adjectives for Thomas besides fat, large, lard whale, tubby McFat fuck, did I say lard ass? Yeah, lard ass, bowling ball, old, very fucking old, like, what else can I come up with here, realistically? A pussy, a big fat fucking pussy, somebody that, a mush mouth? Yeah, dude. You punk, you fucking whippersnapper, you mush mouth.
Staff, you people better start opening your mouths instead of leaving it to me every single—
Dude, I don't want to hurt Thomas. I don't want to hurt Thomas. What would I do without him? He's just too much fun. He's just too much fun. Oh my god. Like, in what world does shit like this go down? You don't leave the fucking internet out of embarrassment. And all of this is made better by the fact that this is while he's actively confronting and blaming a fucking 18-year-old for their activities while being groomed when they were a minor. We need to do a replay.
Time!
What? Holy fuck, dude.
And an actual genuine attraction to someone and building a relationship. Lio and others in the Senate would invalidate that and say that I'm straight now because of my grooming, which is so distressing and disheartening even now looking back on it, that they would both invalidate my sexuality and try to equate my grooming to an actual relationship.
Yeah.
But you still have him in your life. Even after we tell you explicitly that that is unacceptable. After you thank us for getting you away from him, but you didn't actually get away from him. You just lied to everybody who cared enough to try to help you. I swear to God, if the rest of you sit quiet this entire call, I'm going to remove every single one of you from staff. You people better start opening your mouths instead of leaving it to me every single time! I'm sick of it! Every time we're doing something like this, every single time we have to handle this, I'm the only one doing it! Knock it off! If you don't want to handle stuff like this, leave!
I would like to raise...
Okay, so just he's mad that staff are not talking. Because once again, Lio derives his satisfaction from having about 10 yes men in the call that are like sucking his like essentially apricot of a dick, okay, that's like trapped under the layers of lard that compose his fat person. He's not getting that from these staff members because they're being too quiet, and that's what's evoking that fucking... This is ridiculous. This guy's a fucking baby. He's a big fat fucking 40-year-old baby. Like, what? I'm just in disbelief. I get it, dude. People can have bad days, man. People can have bad days. But that's not something that in a like normal, socially well-adjusted human being should ever invoke those levels of anger. I don't think I've ever... That's not true. Have I ever like yelled to that extent? Yeah, I think like there's like one time in my personal life I could think of where I fucking really lost my shit on someone, but it's like that was justified. It wasn't because I was trying to confront a fucking grooming victim and humiliate them, and I was mad my staff weren't joining in on it. This guy is such a coward that even when he's put up against an opponent that is a vulnerable young person that offers no pushback against him, he still needs like 10 fucking people backing him.
Is the point that I did inform Lio and everyone else that people shouting at and around me is a significant trigger for me.
Yeah, Lio, no. Okay, this is real. This is real. Like, that people who have... This person claims, and I honestly, all things considered, if somebody from the ACC, unless it's Birdie, fucking claims they have abusive parents or come from an abusive background, I don't doubt it a whole lot, right? There are reasons that compel someone to get involved in these hyper niche communities so young, and it's typically because they're getting a lack of satisfaction from their real lives, and that could be one of the contributing factors, in addition to things like, you know, autism and stuff. And this person is expressed to Lio that that their parents have a history of abusing them, and Lio's response, and I think, did they not say the abuse was mostly of an emotional or verbal nature? But like, yeah, people who are like verbally abused, people who are verbally abused are incredibly sensitive to yelling, especially when it's someone this young who's probably not even worked through it yet and is still living with these people. Lio knows this. He's actively used this fact against this person at the beginning of the call when he's threatening to call the abusive parents, right? The allegedly abusive parents. So I don't... Yeah, like, this is a guy who... You can tell by the way he treats victims that any, like, predator catching that he was doing, and this is something to look out for, okay? Although I can respect people who want to fucking get rid of predators, right? Everyone wants that. There are people that do this because they genuinely care about the victims involved, or there are people that only focus on the perpetrators because they're doing this to compensate for their ego or feel good about themselves, right? Those are the people that typically handle it like total shit. And Lio is probably one of those people. Lio is probably somebody that has never he goes after predators not giving a fuck about the victim that's involved in this. It's just about getting the bad guy. And we've seen how he's handled other grooming victims. We've seen what happened with Jordan, right? We've seen this is somebody that has a like both sad and hilarious, but like a comical fucking lack of understanding and consideration for how to deal with someone you've believed is groomed.
It not only impacts me emotionally by increasing my anxiety, but also affects me on a physical level as I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. When people shout around me, it can cause my heart rate to spike, which can lead to me experiencing heart attack-like symptoms and even passing out. Despite this, for a warning.
I know it's going to be easy to like, this person is like your typical ACC type, very profile picture, atypical pronouns, oversharing. So I know, but I'm going through this with the understanding that yes, this is a person that seemingly is a victim of some really bad shit, and they didn't deserve to have this happen to them. So I'm not really focused on that whole aspect of it.
Lio shouted around me throughout this call. Another thing to note is that this call, in the context of all the other calls I was the center of, was quite tame, as surprising as that might sound. The behavior, specifically that of yelling, and other calls that I was a part of was a lot worse than this one, and again, there's no excuse for it.
Oh, I have something to say.
Lio like watches people like Gordon Ramsay and shit, so he thinks it's like cool. Like being loud and aggressive makes you cool, and it's like the only aura to that is when you're doing it to someone where the situation would substantiate it. Like somebody who is actively deceiving you, actively giving pushback, a worthy opponent, not like these like shy, mentally ill people on fucking Discord where you're yelling over situations that should not be evoking that much anger from you.
Later, but no.
Really, you gave him another person. Hello?
I don't know why I did. I genuinely don't.
You don't know. You don't know.
Mind.
No, you do know. You just don't want to say it. Again, none of us are shaming you for anything. The truth, right now, is as good as any.
You can't just float around in life going, oh, I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did that. Jibs, stop it.
One point I would like to add here is that even with my story being dragged out, with the preface that is going to be censored, they failed to do even that. As you can hear, my name is mentioned here. So firstly, they took my story without consent. Secondly, they had no permission from me to do such a thing. If they had ever asked, I would have outright denied them because I didn't want this to be out there. And thirdly, they didn't even censor.
I'll check it. Listen, I'm getting DMs. I'll check everybody's DMs as soon as we're finished with this. I know because it's so late. We're obviously gonna have lower viewership tonight, but if you want to support us, as always, you could like up, sub up. Great way to help out the channel. You can also tip through Streamlabs and Super Chats.
It correctly. They failed in every single aspect. Something that I would also like to add is that I would like it if my statements and experiences were separated from Peach's, Lumi's, and Cosmic's experiences as much as
was Peach's groomed by this Vita person as well?
Possible. Not only did I not approve of them sharing what I went through, but I did not and would never have approved of them using it in order to prove their own point, since they lacked evidence for some of their personal claims and saw my call as the next best thing. Also, Lio did indeed apologize to me for this call. Emphasis on this call, and only this call. But only after he was told to do so by Peaches.
Yeah, okay, if Peaches told him to... This guy, anytime this guy's shown remorse over something, I don't think it's ever been at his own initiative.
As of now, the only message I have received from Lio reads, "I'm sorry you got used as a cousin against me. Genuinely."
The more you just don't say it, it's gonna get worse for you. If you just come out about it right now, it'll be
Like,
a lot better for you.
There is a saying, the truth will set you free. It's gonna set you free right now if you just come out about it. Really.
I genuinely don't know why I gave him.
No. At what point am I allowed to consider Lio a danger to kids when we've literally had him having kids in a call with their groomer, berating people for being groomed as minors. Like, at what point? Also, if this person is happening in the Senate, I assume they're in the Senate, but did the Senate, I've asked this question a million times, nobody can answer it. Did the Senate allow minors? Did the Senate allow minors? At what point can I finally say that Thomas Guerra is so fucking stupid that he's a danger to kids?
I'm not gonna take that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take that answer.
Did you just want Raven to feel like how you did?
No, that's definitely not it. I'm pretty sure he just asked me for it, and I just...
And you just gave her up to him.
Yeah, because this person, who's the dumb fuck talking to this person? You're looking at this with the hindsight knowledge that this person was a threat. The person who is being groomed, and the grooming is actively ongoing, would not view the perpetrator as like this big scary threat, and therefore wouldn't really see any issue with like connecting this person with other people, right? Because then what would even be the point of grooming if the victim saw this person as like the monster that they actually were, right? Then grooming would serve absolutely no purpose. I'm genuinely convinced these people just don't know what grooming is.
But why? Why did you give them the
You don't do things
information?
without thinking. You had a motive.
Yeah.
Did he threaten you or something? Is that what it was?
I genuinely don't remember.
Yes, you
Oh
do.
my god.
Just say it.
I want to know what exactly it is about Vito you find so appealing. 'Cause you apparently found him appealing enough to just trample over everybody who cares about you. So tell me, what about him is worth it? I want to know. Tell me. Do you want me to yell at you like I just did the rest of my staff?
Oh, so now he's threatening them directly. Like, I'm gonna verbally berate you. It's verbal abuse, right? I'm gonna verbally abuse this fucking grooming victim if they don't start telling me what they saw in their groomer that led them to get groomed. I feel like I'm living in like an alternate universe because there are several people that don't see this guy in the same way that I do, and I don't fucking know how. I don't understand how. It's like so blatant. He's like, everything about him is so obviously fucking wrong, inside and out, and I just don't fucking understand how other people see this.
No.
Or don't see this, sorry. How they don't see this.
I recommend you stop hushing and you start talking. I am so 100% done with this level of callous stupidity. I am 100.
The same stupidity that leads you to, like, despite claiming yourself to be a predator catcher, not understand what grooming is, and like are wondering why the minor being groomed was compliant with the groomer. Like, that level of stupidity? Because I'm tired of it too, Tommy. I'm tired of it too.
% done with it. I have been as patient as humanly possible with literally everyone concerning all their nonsense, and you are sitting here right now wearing that 100% thin. Start talking. You can talk to a person.
He literally thinks I don't know what the he thinks. I don't know what he thinks. Like, he has this like vision that he's like, you want me to yell at you too? He thinks he's threatening. To these people, he is threatening. Like, because these people are fucking idiots, right? Not the grooming victim, but the staff. The grooming victim. This is a young person that has faced abuse themselves. So obviously, the prospect of being yelled at would understandably. Nobody likes getting yelled at, but especially if you're like a victim of verbal abuse, right? Or somebody that grew up being yelled at. But he perceives himself as though he's like actually like, he's like, I think he sees himself as like fucking Batman, dude. He thinks he's like Batman. Start talking.
Person who wants to dick down little girls, you better start talking to me.
What?
100% done with this level of callous stupidity. I am 100% done with it. I have been as patient as humanly possible with literally everyone concerning all their nonsense, and you are sitting here right now wearing that 100% thin.
They're not even doing anything. Like, why is it not pathetic to be like this mad over the most minimal pushback? I don't even know if there was any pushback. Like, there was nothing here that would substantiate his anger. Like, in in any other, like, if it was anybody else, it's like you'd look pathetic to be raging this hard with like barely fucking anything happening to you. When is this? I don't know exactly when this call was from. The video that it shared him was made in 2024.
Start talking. You can talk to a person who wants to dick down little girls. You better start
Yeah, because they were being groomed by that person, which you seemingly don't dispute, you fucking idiot.
talking to me.
Another point I want to make is that during the time when Lio was proposing the idea of helping me, and I do agree that he has helped me, he did help me with my recovery process against my abuser. Behind closed doors, he used very sexually explicit language to describe me and how my abuser saw me. One of the prime examples, which I don't have proof for as of yet, due to it being a private...
Why would you ever assume the role, even if you think you can help? Like, why does Lio... What qualifications does Lio have? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Right? Is he, like... What experience does he have dealing with victims that would enable some extra understanding, where he feels like helping someone recover from childhood abuse, he thinks he's capable of doing that? That's weird as fuck.
Call, but I will be going through and trying to get my hands on all of the archived calls, is that he would say that I'm just a human fleshlight to Vita. I don't know how anyone would ever be able to say that to a human being, let alone a...
Lio doesn't see the problem with... I don't think Lio is, like, purposely being creepy here. He doesn't see the problem with it because he doesn't understand grooming. He doesn't understand... He doesn't understand victimization. He doesn't understand how to talk to victims. And even if you do understand how to talk to victims, I would literally never, like, assume the role of the guy that's trying to help, unless I was a fucking qualified professional, of the guy that's trying to help someone through being groomed. Like, I could listen, right? I'm a good listener. Like, if somebody wants to tell me what the fuck they're going through, but I would always advise them to go see a professional. Like all you, like you as a I guess if it's a friend of yours, if they come to you, don't say go see a professional, I can't do it. Like, you could, like, listen and validate what they're saying without telling them what to do, because you're not in the position to tell them what to do. Go, advise that they seek professional help.
victim of grooming. Another point I want to make regarding handing over this Discord user's name to my abuser is that I tried my best to break off all communications between them. Again, I deeply...
Yeah, so they didn't see this person as a threat or their abuser because they were a minor that was being groomed by said person, so they see no issue with sharing a Discord name of somebody else. And then when I guess when this was no longer happening, they actually actively tried to resolve it. So the only anger at this person, ultimately, as I said before, the sharing of the name is directly linked to them being groomed. So it's a behavior that is linked to that, right? The grooming is what makes you not see this person as a threat. This is just berating a grooming victim for being groomed. That's just what this says.
I regret what I did. I was struggling at the time and I wanted to make amends for my mistake, which I did in the end, even if it ended up in the actions in this call.
He gave me...
And they see themselves as a perpetrator now. It's like, no, you were being groomed by this person. Like, it was not your job as, like, the minor that was being groomed to, like, decipher that this person was actually, like, a really bad person and not a groomer. So Lio's doing the worst thing you can do to somebody that's been a victim of something like this, where he's actively reinforcing the idea that they could have done something different, and they're in the wrong, right?
And the validation that I wanted back then. I did not. Every time I would try to cut him off, I would just...
It was known at this point that Joshua Vito would threaten to end his own life to keep his victims with him.
Feel like shit for a while.
So, like, using emotional blackmail.
To deal with that.
But now you magically can't remember why. Could it be because he was more interested?
No, because after I remember there was a point in which he had sent me messages of him talking to me, and I told you guys that I suspected that I was talking to him because of behaviors. And then that cold call happened.
You lied to all of us.
Yes.
You lied
I even had a call with you right after. I even had a call with you right after that. Like, we had, well, in the middle of that one, I asked, is there literally anything you could tell us? And then we got into a private call afterwards where I asked you again, and you just didn't tell me. You didn't fucking tell me.
Did it imply that she wanted to be with Vita or something?
No. Raven just was in the logs was just continuously wanting to be friends with Vita and play video games with him.
Why?
I don't know why.
And you didn't discourage it. You didn't say you.
They were actively being groomed by this person. Who is the dumb fuck that's assisting Lio in this call? Who is this person that's talking right now? Busy robot hand. Oh, busy. I'm sorry. It says it on screen. I look like a fucking dumbass. Busy robot hands. We need to start making a list of active collaborators with Lio Convoy's abuse of grooming victims. We need to list his collaborators and shame them. Okay, and surely one of these people would want to debate, right? This person was 33. Damn.
Gross. He's a pedophile.
I hadn't directly told me she'd been talking with Vita. I only know because I had screenshots from Vita, and I messaged her saying, "Hey, if you are talking to Vita, you shouldn't be." And I hope you tell me about something like that. I sent the screenshots to Sarah.
You're still in contact.
Yeah, Lio has all of them. I gave them all to him.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm quiet because I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say next without...
Because my thing here is that regardless of, like, the context of what you tell us, regardless, you didn't inform any of us about it, you just let it happen.
You let it happen. Dude, they were a minor. They were a minor being groomed. You let it happen? This is not a one-off incident, by the way. This is like the second time that I've seen that Lio's participated in blaming a minor for allowing it. What? Like, somebody who doesn't... This guy positions himself as a predator catcher. Somebody who has no investment in doing this online, who's an adult, nevertheless, like, in their 40s, it was in his late 30s at the time, right? As an understanding of, like, somebody who says you allowed it literally does not know why pedophilia is wrong. They don't know why pedophilia is wrong. They literally don't. Why is it wrong for an adult to be with a child? Why is it wrong? Because the child is in a stage of development where they lack the capacity to consent. They're impulsive, their brain's developing, they're not fully informed on the nature of relationship dynamics, etc. or sex in general. It really is the level of knowledge is gonna depend on the age, but the point remains that they are at a point where they do not lack the understanding and cognitive functioning to be able to consent to something like this. So there are many cases where the minor allows it, but it's still like statutory rape or sexual assault or grooming, because it is the adult's job to say no and not engage, because minors can't consent.
You let it happen.
You sit on it for a year and a half.
So Lio doesn't even push back on that statement. Beckett's used this technicality where, like, it was at one point they heard that this, like, 17-year-old was being sexually abused, and somebody in the call throws around the idea, apparently, of actually having this person film the abuse to have it as proof, which is a fucking horrible idea. Do I even need to tell you why, right? And Lio I don't think he was the one that proposed the idea, but I'm pretty sure in the call, doesn't he actually consider it for like a sec? Yeah, sorry, I meant teenagers. Yes, that's why I said depends on the age of the child. Yes, I'm aware. Yes. I know that it's technically not pedophilia if they're like 17 or whatever the fuck, but obviously we're not using the medical definition. A phobophilia that violates the age of consent, we still colloquially would call pedophilia. I understand that it's obviously going to be different, but based on the age of the minor. But the fact that their capacity for consent is not developed, where that would be possible at that point in time, remains the same regardless of age.
It's unacceptable. Are you still in contact with her?
Of her added, but we haven't talked in a while.
That is not what I just asked you. I'm sorry. At what point did I say that I needed the specific details of everything? I just asked if you're still in contact. That's a yes or no.
You didn't preface that as a yes or no. He's giddy at the idea of finding an excuse to yell. These are not genuine grievances. These are not genuine things that evoke anger. He's just looking for any excuse to allow him to do this, to allow him to berate this person about something very personal that Lio is like just not qualified to deal with. This is disgusting. Like, I don't understand like how you have several adults in this call and nobody like sees the problem with what's fucking going on.
The questions Lio asked me were not simple yes or no questions. There are no
and also you've not limited it to a yes or no. You ask if they're still in contact, they're explaining the nature of the contact to account for because if they were to say no, and Lio would consider having them friended as contact, then he's gonna yell at them for lying. So obviously, specifying the specific nature of the contact so we can remove room for that, right, would account for that, but he's still gonna yell at you anyway because you decided to say a sentence.
Straightforward answers because this situation is complicated. There are going to be nuances which are simple to understand, honestly. For Lio to reduce such a complex situation and shout at me because I didn't give the answers he wanted to hear just isn't okay.
Yes.
Message her right now and you get her in this server. Because if you don't, in the next hour, I will find her again and I will call her parents.
Wait, who is he taking earlier? Who is he talking about now? Who is her? Wait, who's the person whose name got redacted? Did I miss the context on screen?
On this call, live.
And I have an invite to the server.
And we have been making threats of this nature as recently as, like, what, a few months ago? He was caught threatening to dox this bunny person.
Sarah?
I can get it.
So you're telling all of this now because you just feel bad because of all the stuff that went down with Coyote?
The stuff that went down with Coyote, because Vito was brought up, just reminded me of a lot of things. Because I hadn't had my mind on it for a while.
It must be really nice to just be reminded of it because it hasn't been on your mind, whereas I, right down the hallway, am dealing with somebody who is still affected by his actions.
This person is also a victim. You're not, Lio. That's, like, incredible. Are you serious right now? This is like sitting there with a rape victim, making yourself the victim because you're talking to another rape victim, but you yourself not been raped. You're still making it about you. Like, what is wrong with this person? Becky said that it doesn't happen anymore because it just doesn't. True.
Must be really freaking nice. Must be nice and cozy in your college dorm. Living a pretty happy life, all things considered, after you throw another child to a predator and keep talking to him, because I guess you just really like that 2-inch erect dick.
This is one of the points that is truly devastating, and that unfortunately was brought up multiple times outside of this call. That he thinks that I've gone over my abuser when I haven't, and uses Jordan's grooming to diminish mine. You can't get over your abuser that quickly. It has impacted me and still impacts me every day. The fact that someone who claims to care for victims is able to so arrogantly assume that this isn't hurting me just because I've moved into a dorm by myself, even though it is very disgusting. It felt like any time I needed to talk about my abuser or anything along those lines, I was mocked. It was reduced to a joke when I needed to talk about it, to process it. What I was trying to say here was that the Coyote Lovely situation made me realize I needed to come clean about my actions rather than hide it until it inevitably
You can hear by the way they're talking, they still think they're the perpetrator here because that's been beaten into them, that you're guilty of something because you engaged in behavior that only occurred as a result of you being groomed. I've said explained this before, by the nature of grooming, this person would have no problem sharing the names of others with the groomer because they wouldn't see the groomer as what they really were, and therefore there wouldn't be any like issue to them about doing it. This is just like completely disgusting, and you could tell it probably deeply fucked with this this actively probably hindered this person's ability to recover. I would bet money on it.
Covered.
This is disgusting.
I do have one question. Are you still in contact with Vita by chance?
No.
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you knew
can't.
better.
No reason to believe me. I understand.
Correct.
You lied to my face. Tell me, what's the one rule I have with everybody? No lying. There you do it.
The one
Trample-
rule, you're gonna say it's your one rule. Well, apparently you also have rules about. Apparently you have to only answer questions with a yes or no. Apparently, you're not allowed to talk at certain points, and you're expected to talk at certain points, even though it's not specified that you're supposed to be doing at which points you're supposed to do this. And if you don't just like naturally guess it, Lio will start screaming at you. Apparently, merely being in a Discord server that has a groomer in it makes you essentially be treated like you're a perpetrator of the grooming. You're not allowed to insult Lio's friends for their fucking Star Wars takes. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. There's this. Do you really believe this guy only has one rule? There's just one rule that Lio has. Yeah,
over literally every.
You're the most like ass mad fucking like man child ever. Nobody believes that there's only one thing that really bothers
body's
you.
work. So while Sarah was working on that video to expose Vita further, you were talking to him and getting all sorts of validation. How many times did you guys ERP after that? I'm curious. Tell me.
Why would?
How many more voice messages did he send you talking about how he wants to lick your body?
This is
Tell me.
disgusting.
Wanna know?
Why is he having this person go into detail about it and shit? Like, honestly, the only reason you would be doing this, Lio, is if you're getting off to the fucking details. Tell me how many times you guys were role-playing and the details of the role-play. Is like Lio like getting off on this? Like, I honestly, I don't understand.
You're over 18 now. It shouldn't be a problem. Come on.
Would you think this guy thinks when you magically turn 18, being like groomed as a fucking it goes away? This is somebody that really understands grooming and child abuse. This is somebody that like very much understands those.
Okay, this was when she was still a minor, so can you not ask those questions?
She's 18 now, and that's
Yeah, she's
18 now, and that's
18.
why I'm so doggone pissed.
Peaches is right. Lio thinks that when you turn 18, you being abused as a child no longer affects you. That's the levels of intelligence we're dealing with. That's the levels of like intelligence we're dealing with, dude. This guy is fucking brain dead. He's so brain dead.
18 now. Can you not ask those questions, please?
Lastly, I had my reasons for wanting to keep all of this private. One being due to fear of backlash from
Peaches actually looks good here.
Lio and Senate, another being wanting to avoid stress and focus on my studies, and the main one is that I honestly wanted and have been trying to move on from everything that occurred in and before Senate. I'm not proud of my actions during that time, and I'm also not happy with the amount of things I let slide due to my distaste for conflict or how I was treated. Another thing is that while I appreciate any apologies that I've been receiving now, it's hard for me to accept.
99 cents from Spencer. Face with steam from nose. Thank you so much, buddy. We're like a quarter of the way to go. If you guys want to help us hit it, that would be sick.
Them, since they don't feel genuine considering so much time has passed since these events. Time which all these people could have used, and some people have used, to apologize to me previously. Not just for this call, but for the overall treatment I received while in Senate. I do think aspects of Senate and those in it helped, and I'm grateful for that, and for the times in which I was offered comfort. But that does not excuse or make up for the ways that I was repeatedly mistreated in that server.
Yeah, that's just gross. Can you imagine, like, talking to a victim of any sort of, like, sexual misdeed and talking to a victim of any sort of sexual misdeed and telling them to describe in detail, like tell me how he sniffed you, tell me, like, it's completely disgusting. It's like horrifying to know that this guy was the guy people looked. Wait, there's a one. What is this?
I'm going to
Oh wait, ready? No, oh, is this video still up? The hour-long Senate video. The rules in the Senate. Does anyone have does anyone have like the rules section? Okay, this video looks like it's down. I appreciate Aiden for streaming during Australian hours and anything from my adoptive people. Okay, I'm an Australian now. I'm gonna live there, and when they say, why have you not undergone the immigration process, I'm gonna say, I'm trans nationality. I'm an Australian now. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna see if I can talk to Beckett. And I gotta piss. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. But yeah, I'll give the rest of my thoughts on the call, and all that good shit. Stick around, folks. Stick around. We're gonna be here for a minute. iDubbbz, right? Kind of calling him. All right. Here we go. I'll be right back. People are going to be like focusing in a lot on the age gap. The age gap is not the part of this that I'm super focused on. The problem is the lies. The problem is the allegations of forcible sexual exchanges. What could she possibly have over you about when you were younger, where you'd be willing to lie and like contribute to like the notion that you're potentially a rapist? Like in your mind, with an allegation that puts your whole life in the balance like that, if you don't remember that happening, it's going to be an adamant fucking no. Is there anything that this person won't fucking lie about? So, folks, we have a topic of great request, great suggestion to discuss. Cameron F3 something. This guy is a rising star. Okay, he got shouted out by Diorio, by H3H3 Productions. Essentially, he made a content cop kind of remake on iDubbbz, right? Kind of calling him out. I didn't watch any of it. I'm not going to watch any of it because I'm very lazy. I do as little preparation for my streams as possible. And in this content cop, essentially my understanding is he brought some of the criticisms against iDubbbz, Ian, that have kind of been reiterated by several people. He started to get popularity. Just as he's getting popularity and people think he's like essentially positioned himself to replace iDubbbz, he's going to continue the content cop series. Some allegations drop against him, being spearheaded by a guy called FPS Diesel. My understanding going into this, and I have seen a few things relating to the subject, but my understanding is that this Cameron guy, there were some allegations while he was 19 years of age. He was with a 16-year-old, and some potential like forceful sexual advances occurred. And he also has a history working with Yandere Dev. That's a guy whose name I've heard for a very long time. I gained like a baseline understanding last night of like who he is. Apparently this Cameron guy was like his right-hand man and like a big defender of his. That's no longer the case. But yeah, we're going to check out these allegations. We're going to figure out what's going on, and see if there's any merit to some of the claims that are here being made against him. So let's get into that.
A year ago, I released a video titled The Fall of Yandere Dev, and that cataloged over 3 hours the grooming allegations regarding Yandere Dev, a disgraced game developer. The video would consume roughly 5 months of my life as I unraveled this ludicrous conspiracy of internet morons. For the uninitiated, the pitch starts like this. Yandere Dev, aka Alex Mahan, was starting a romantic relationship.
Alright guys, I'm back. What time is it in England? Not 9 hours ahead of me, right? Should be 10. Let me see if Becky's around. My top guy, who's Lio is his top guy. Listen, guys, I love Beckett. He's like a son to me. He's like a son. Leaky Aiden. Leaky, I'm Leaky. I messaged Beckett. If he agrees to call in, you're gonna see the reason why I like him so much. Felfred again award? Whoa. That one's dead. Beck's gonna get. He is. Just trust the plan. Just trust the plan. Okay. Just trust it. Beckett didn't raid into you last night because he didn't want you to confront him about Lio. Good luck getting him. That is not why he didn't raid into me. Come on. Come on. Apparently he's busy. I'm DMing him during the work hours, so I'm not gonna blame him for running if he's actively at work. Beckett is always willing to call in about Thomas if he's free. I don't like Beckett's blinded by science shit he does by throwing out examples of old art CC or commentary shit that has little to no relevance to what he's being asked. What do you mean? I think that's just like a autistic thing. What is this video that I've been...
Fucking wait. They are...
Dude, the Jonestown comparison is so good. Because there's like a whole archive of the Jonestown recordings. It's like Jonestown, the night of April something, February something. It's like you have this whole by San Diego State University. But dude, that's like what it's like listening to these archives.
Art, Toasty, or ZZ, harassment is not tolerant. So harassment is fine with those people?
Oh, I don't know. But then about an hour ago, they said, alright, I cleared my head. Apologies for last night. I do not wish for harassment of anyone. Only accountability and statements. The only two who I want truly gone is who I have stated many times before. Nevertheless, I hope Nezzy...
Dude, I thought that was Goat for a sec.
Monster is alright.
What is this? Potential Kino. Potential Kino.
And who do they want gone?
Toasty and ZZ.
Well, because Toasty was on the cleared list earlier.
What?
Yeah.
It looks like this account has been grilling Toasty a lot.
Odd, I thought Toasty was one of the people who was taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Call Lio Convoy. Lio Convoy has... Dude, people will like send me, Aiden, look, I confronted the guy you're trying to get a call with or whatever. And it's like, that's like cool and everything. That's really cool. But I only care if you actually gave that person pushback. And I have no problems with iNut. But iNut will like get the calls there when I'm trying to talk to. And he just like either gets caught up on like nothing or just doesn't ask them like questions he could totally nail them on. And I do backseat like debating and get really mad. But apparently, according to iNut, he did ask Lio about me in a recent interview that was published. Did anybody link it? Let me go to his channel. iNut. Okay. What? I looked up iNut and I'm getting Inuit hunting. Okay, channel. Got it. Short Lio call. Okay, where's this call? I do not, okay? Stop the allegations. Is there no audio?
Fucking Templar also has said before that if you're married under the church, shut up, dude. So he LARPs as like a heavy Christian. Yes.
Cool. Okay, but that's what you want with Scarlet Reaper.
What,
Cameron loves
so he's talking to Cameron F305 right now.
Everyone wants to
Yeah,
fuck
he's
the
a-
song.
Dude,
Like a ditty from
oh,
prison.
he does put Cameron in there. Dude, I was about to be like, has Cameron really fallen off that hard that he's not even putting his name in the title?
I have a Twitter.
This is an old one? Does anyone have the one that I'm fucking... Thank you for saving me, like, 2 hours of scrolling through this and getting mad. Does anyone have the one I'm fucking looking for? Okay, I guess it's just not up? Cool. Cool. Great stuff. Great fucking stuff. Alright, let's listen to this.
Looks like it's as if they're exactly.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for where you asked Lio about me and he shut the conversation down.
Proving our points.
And
by the way, we all know that if Toasty or ZZ tried something, they would not be saying this. They'd be saying,
Who is
actually, they want
Toasty and
this, I don't fucking know
ZZ?
Junkie to be the one who was held
Now
accountable or
Junkie,
whatever.
too.
This is
Oh.
actually...
Hold on, let me talk.
what? Hold on. What? I'm fine. All right. Apparently, Junkie got grilled in a stream yesterday.
In my DMs.
I thought that guy was no longer around.
Yeah, well, apparently, like, Junkie got grilled in a stream by Laka yesterday. I only got a little bit into it before I went to bed.
Dude, who are all the Junkie and fucking Lip Porpoise? Alright, he's here.
Like, I would have not gotten involved in your drama, like, if it wasn't for Scarlet. Like, 100%. If he just wasn't interacting with you.
Well, I'm happy you did. I met my little best friend.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Scarlet still hasn't made a community post on his YouTube. That's what he does. He doesn't have a Twitter that is public. I know 2 of his tweets.
Is this the timestamp? Oh, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Sorry, you sent me the timestamp. Oh, it's at like the very end.
Sphere that are obsessed with me, they're always some sort of weirdo. They're always some sort of freak.
This is how Lio like rationalizes this. Like, there's something wrong with everyone. Like, when you have really polarizing people who are like rightfully hated widely, you're always gonna find weirdos amongst the crowd that hates them. Because Lio is someone that is very easy to hate. Lio is someone that has an ego that's unsubstantiated by, or that's not substantiated by his level of abilities. He's this very unimpressive person that thinks that he's like some powerful fucking detective type character, and in the course of trying to be that, he actively tries to posture over and verbally berate people who can't fight back because he has never won a fair fight in his fucking life, right? He actively runs for people who are competent enough to confront him. It's very easy to hate Lio Convoy.
How I want to like posture it.
157, you said now?
Okay, so like, okay, I get what you're saying. Gotcha. Is he directly affiliated with him, or does he like? Is he one of those like trying to be like internet tough guys that says he's affiliated with them, but he's actually not?
Oh no, he's affiliated with them. He's affiliated with them enough to where they're like been melting down. Multiple accounts, multiple people, all different individuals, part of the UTTP, have been like tagging me and messaging and losing their minds and screeching because I'm a big mean bully to their favorite loser here. So no, he's directly connected to them. It's not just him.
Was
running
he ever a big creator or what?
No.
Are they talking about ZV?
Killed the best channel.
His big channel had like 200 subs.
Oh, look at that.
No, he's not talking about ZV.
Like, let me see. So, like, I see one that's like named like Cinnabear Sport Video. Is that like him defending Cinnabear, I assume?
No, what he did is gonna blow your mind.
I think that's when I don't want to know when you start talking to him. I was looking for the part where I was mentioned. Hold on.
At this point, I've actually told Akumu and Vlad, I'm just gonna start beefing with you two again, so I can have at least some normalcy with the people.
Here we go. The cope.
It wouldn't be any different than all the other people who have said it.
Well,
So.
no, it's like something else. Like to give my criticism to you. Give like a valid take on like a lot of that conduct. Like to give my criticism to you.
It wouldn't be any different than all the other people who have said it.
Well,
So.
no, it's like something else. And like once I like figure out if I'm like correct in my assumption, or not even assumption, like how I analyze events, then I will like platform it.
Sacramento.
Like give me, and I can tell you more offline and like obviously like, how I want to like posture it, but it depends on like what I can find about it.
Dude, this is the first time Sacramento's been mentioned in years.
But yeah, the purple guy, he's a weird fella. Which again, I'll probably just go over more tomorrow. Just clicking through it. That'll be the first thing I do.
You're gonna find out if you keep paying attention, because unfortunately the people around me have actually realized this. Even some of my more outspoken detractors, because I consider like a typical critic or a detractor a bit different than people like Purple or other people in the sphere that are obsessed with me. They're always some sort of weirdo. They're always some sort of freak.
He does the exact same thing Tectone does. You can find like a few weird people amongst your critics. So you paint all of your detractors. Like, this is unironically the defense that lolicons use. Lolicons are doing something that is hated by everyone, right? Everyone hates lolicons. But what they'll do is, because they have such a large sample size, they'll find someone who hates lolicons that was actually convicted of crimes against children, and they'll be like, all people who hate lolicons are actually like pedos and need their hard drives checked, and like this like pathetic attempt at projection. That's what he's doing. There's no doubt in my mind that there are plenty of people that hate Lio that are fucking like total weirdos. I think I've encountered some of them. That's not the point. The point is the criticism against you actually substantiated? And it is, because you've been unable to provide a single honest refutation of any of the points I've invoked as an outsider. Somebody that came into this with no reason to be biased against you, or like one mutual connection is friends with you at the time I found out who you were, right? So,
and I kind of hate it. I would like to have normal detractors again. At this point, I've actually told Akumu and Vlad, I'm just going to start beefing with you two again so I can have at least some normality with the people who don't like me.
Well, again, I still stand by it. When we talked months ago during the call that was in Falgi server, I don't see an issue. Like, if I was in your shoes, I don't think it's an issue to talk to, like, Aiden, at least. Like, Perry's unhinged. Morale has had his moments.
He has nothing on me. He has nothing on me. There is nothing he has on me. Because there's nothing to be had on me. Like, I have a very extensive online history. Like, if you wanted to paint me as a weirdo, like, surely you'd be able to find something, right? Like, the most, like, you could, like, paint, like, me being mean to somebody when I was, like, 16. You could find, like, me being, like, me saying or doing something that was, like, embarrassing or cringe or disagreeing with my political takes. But other than that, like, there's nothing you could have. And I don't deny I'm a weird person, right? I am weird, but I'm not a weirdo in the sense that he's using it. And that's why he doesn't have anything to come back at me with. That's why he does, like, desperate mental gymnastics to try to make me, to try to outright lie and say, and he was like, or no, this wasn't a lie. I think I misquoted him, and I thought that the misquotation was a lie. He said that I think there's nuance in a 15-year-old spreading CSAM. And it's like, well, in that specific instance that you're referencing, there literally is nuance. There's like, unless you're denying reality, which you've done before when you've denied the fucking medical records of somebody who attempted to take their own life as a result of treatment they received from your friends. There's nuance based on the facts of the situation that have been repeatedly reiterated. That's not me that's saying that there literally is nuance. You'd have to be denying reality to not see it in that situation.
Well, because in that call especially.
Well, I told you why I won't.
No, I mean, you told me why. I still stand by that. I think an Aiden call wouldn't be terrible. But I don't think there's any active Lio drama where it's, like, needed. Because obviously he's making
make some.
Yeah, if you want to make it, then go for it, dude.
You're a freak. Don't leak the DMs.
But, like,
I'm going to cause an arsonist attack.
Just because, like...
It's going to be different for once.
But I think he's analytical enough to where it wouldn't be a bad call. Because I don't think he's 100% bad faith. Like, again, he's friends with Beckett, like, and all that. So I don't think he's... Like,
there's plenty of other people who are friends with Beckett that doesn't inherently mean that they're not bad faith or they're not, like, just insane. So,
I suppose, but I don't think he's insane.
Notice how he can't prove that I'm a weirdo. The burden is on Inut to prove that I'm not, because he's making a dishonest argument. He's doing a hasty generalization, and I'm praying so that I don't lose my shit on Inut. Inut pushes back against this. Like, what you would ask is, what is your reason for not talking to him, right?
For my interactions with him.
But you are more than welcome to your opinion, Inut. I'm glad you have one. Anything else you need from me about Purple?
That was total cowardice. No, he quickly tried to get away. Quickly tried to move away. There are ways you could have asked him a question while looking genuine and not looking like a fucking combatant that wouldn't have made him, like, hate you. Total missed opportunity. You send me evil stuff, gulps?
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think he's a weird fella. I said I'll cover him tomorrow. If I have any other questions, I'll DM you. Yeah. I think I'm gonna end as well. Yeah.
Oh no, dude. I'm disappointed, man. I'm really disappointed. Who is like actually talking to this guy? Has Lio ever given a reason as to why he won't talk to me? I know there are several people that watch me that are also buddies with Lio somehow. Winks at Ace Space. Has Lio ever provided a reason for why he won't talk to me other than cowardice? Honestly, you should pull a Medicare and use some. I hate doing it because, oh, like to get me to actually be physically in the call. That would be cool. Get him in. I guess. iNut does this in a call as opposed to a server. iNut should make like a call-in server and then just like drag me into the VC. Who is the purple Sacramentan?
Because
Dude, I think my buddy Vinny Martin's starting to become a fan.
because I can't think of a more trustworthy source than fucking Laka.
You wanted to call in?
Hello.
What's up?
Like, I don't understand like what I could have done better there. What do you mean?
So, I can give you some specifics. What you could have said, for example.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't bring it up to like be, what was it like,
I'm not-
confrontations.
I'm not
confront him
genuinely
about it.
I'm not okay, I know that. I'm not genuinely mad at you. I'm just disappointed in how that went. I try not to backseat I know people don't think of stuff on the spot that they could have asked, but like a good way to do it would have just been to go and ask him like is there a reason like why you're unwilling to speak to Aiden or something? Ask that. That's
Well, my
easy way.
existence isn't to fight for you, okay? However,
No, I mean,
I
you
asked,
were linking. You
okay?
were linking
I
it.
asked.
Okay, you
I
did come
asked.
to me about this though, as if it was like some use.
After the fact, I was like, yeah, like,
And
hey,
I'm
like, I
not
asked
even.
him
I'm
about
not
it.
asking. That's not you asking a question. You asking for transparency isn't a fight. If you talk to this guy to seek information, which it seems like you share your streams as if there's information to be gained, then you asking that question is not fighting him. It's merely attempting to get more information.
Well, to be fair, I sent you it when you were not streaming, so you could watch it then, and then decide.
Okay.
Okay. I sent you this like what, a week ago?
Well, yeah, but what was the point of sharing it? You know what I mean?
I mean, he gave a take. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel like there's something to
there
gain.
was a potentially interesting information, right? So it's shared with me, knowing that there's that this stream is gonna provide some form of information to me, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with linking that. I'm just saying that you could have asked a question that would have got you even more information. You don't need to treat it like a confrontation or a debate. It could literally just be like an interview, right?
Okay. Sorry.
All right, take care.
Bye bye.
Anyways.
Oh, apparently most of the stream was just going over the logs and asking him to make a statement about them, but 90% of it was I don't know and whatever nonsense he wanted to spew out.
Why do these people want a public statement? Why do they feel they're entitled to that? That's what pisses me off.
Oh my! This is my favorite run speak. Why do you think you're owed? Why do you think you're owed transparency? It's like, I'm not saying you physically have to, but like, if you're positioning yourself as like some public figure with credibility, it's fucking pathetic for you to not do that, right? How was I abusing him? I think I was friendly. Do you want me to start offering? I'll offer a glass of champagne to everybody that fucking calls in.
I saw Kumu say, "Oh, Peaches didn't take accountability because he didn't write a Twitter thread until the day before my video dropped."
Hello?
Hey. Let me fill you in on who Toasty and ZZ are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the FCK is? Have you heard about it?
No. Isn't that like
It's
a
like- it
Discord
was like-
server?
Yeah, it was. It stands for the Fruitcake Club, and it was like a little kind of, ACC oriented kind of thing with a bunch of shitter creators.
Isn't that the name of like a gay bathhouse in San Francisco?
Fruitcake Club?
Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
You walk down Castro Street, Aiden? How do you know that? Anyway, so
Whispers.
there was apparently like I believe the allegations that are referred to in the caption of this video are Toasty specifically allegedly groomed this 16-year-old artist who like drew porn and had their own dedicated channel where they drew NSFW in
Wait,
the server.
in
And
the
then
FCK
there was like other
server?
minors. Yeah, and there was other minors in there. And then this Miss ZZ person, according to Miss ZZ herself, she claimed that minors who were joining the server by asking them for pictures of their thighs.
Wait,
She
she
said
claimed
these
there
were
were minors
hazing
who were
rituals.
what? You cut out. And you say it's my internet, by the way.
So, yeah, this is my internet this time. Okay. So this Miss ZZ person, according to Miss ZZ herself, as an excuse for minors to send her pictures of their thighs in the server, she said that it was a hazing ritual in order to initiate them to join. So that's that Miss ZZ person.
Got it.
And this junkie guy, name's Junkie. I don't remember much about him. He's also or something. I don't know, man.
This most normal fucking most normal non-degenerate fucking ACC story I've ever heard, dude. So cool.
Yeah, but that's like that's the rundown. I don't remember because I know Lio was in FCK. There was other people
He was
in
in
there.
that server?
Ponder. I think so.
Okay, well
I
that's
don't
a
remember when
strong
he
call.
left.
Alright. Interesting. She also sent her own thigh pics into Akumu's DMs, who was 16 at the time.
I forgot about that.
I don't even know. Apparently, the Akumu that's in our server is different than Akumu.
No, that's the different guy. That's a different guy. It's a different.
Yeah, that's what I, just said.
The Akumu in our server is like trans.
Yeah,
And the
Hey
Akumu
Cal?
of the
Hey
ACC.
Cal? Hey Cal?
What?
Hey Cal? I fucking know. Who's the other Akumu?
He's he has a bunch of like several hour long videos on the FCK, Lio, Ponder, Sprocket, and
Did he do something wrong?
yeah,
Did this guy do something wrong?
No, I don't think he really did any. He used to be Kumo's friend, and yeah, he's still kicking it. Is that all you're telling you?
Wait a minute. I just got sent saying, have we seen this before? Wait, I feel like, wait, was this? This actually wasn't in the, was this in the DMs you leaked to me? Let me read this while you're here. So, an anonymous source just sent me this. Fox Azure says on October 7th, never forget October 7th, man. On October 10th, Fox Azure says, Lamau, is that some kind of reference? Him and Aiden are just a couple of clout-chasing F-slurs. I'm assuming that's in relation to Himpleton. Aiden's apparently been in the commentary sphere since he was a kid. It's all he knows, and it shows. On one hand, I feel sorry for him that he was accepted into these spaces as a kid. On the other hand, he's the idiot who chose to stay, and it is really funny that he gets so mad when he doesn't get his way. No, I get mad at, like, this guy being, like, a fat fucking abusive coward. It's, like, mentally disabled people online, and then, like, running, like, a little bitch from me because he knows he's, like, super unintelligent, but pretends like that's not the case, when it obviously is, and that's obviously the reason he won't talk to me. And that is why I'm mad at him, and that is why I hate him. Yeah.
Did you see what I DM'd you?
Let me
about
look.
Fox?
Yeah,
I sent you 3 images, and yeah.
What is that? Wait. Oh yeah, I'll check that out later. It's not about me, so I don't give a fuck.
But it's about the guy who's A-logging you right now, man. It's about the
True.
guy who's shit-talking you right now.
So
Come
true.
on.
Better question is, what server is this from?
Gilded.
This is from Gilded server? Got it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Appreciate it, bro. Take care. Bye.
That's all I got.
Interesting. Very interesting stuff. Please, people, keep the leaks coming. If you DM me, I've been DM'd by several people about Lio. Some of it has led nowhere. Some of it's given me cool content. If you DM me, I will keep you anonymous. If you're a Janny of his that is having second thoughts, okay, you could DM me, and then we could pretend like it never happened, okay? Feel free to reach out. I will even grant you immunity. Even if it turns out you were a participant, I will not reveal that you were my source that sent me this info. Can I infiltrate that? Well, normally I'd say yes, but since you just fucking publicly announced it, I would probably say no. Aiden, can I go, like, pretend to be insert username and spy?
Well, no, let's ignore the fact that that's not actually true. Why is that your definition of accountability? A fucking Twitter thread. You don't want anything. You want the superficial appearance. You want smoke and mirrors by your own definition. Or not by your own definition, by your own admission.
Who is this person that's talking?
I don't know. I
could answer that.
Dude, I thought that, like, for a solid second, I thought this person was fucking GOAT. I was like, exposed?
Because guys like Kumo and Fumo, God, their fucking names are so familiar, are so totally online that they think coming out publicly on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever fucking social media means you're repenting, when it's not.
Well, it's not just that. I can tell you the long-term strategy here about the Fruitcake Club stuff. Here's the thing: having people looking through the logs, which again takes time because up until now it was kind of just me and sometimes Asuka doing it. Toasty made the server. 2 of the initial rooms that were made are called Toasty's Tits and Piss Throne, or something along those lines. Everything about that server, in no way, shape, or form, communicated that there were going to be minors in there. To my knowledge, and Mimi is here, they can correct me if I'm wrong. Toasty's the one that sent out.
Oh, so Lio's self-sweeping? Wait, I got sent a Lio Convoy tip, and I think I just ignored it. What is this?
Age is just a number, babe.
What the? Okay, what the fuck did I get sent? I got sent this messed up, jumbled archive of, like, random videos. Alright, this might be nothing. I think this might just be a schizo. Anyways.
All the invites. There was no age gating. To my knowledge, there were no roles that were given to minors. There was no proper separation there. And anytime I've seen pornography posts so far, in the logs I've looked through, it was primarily in the gamer zone, it's something that Toasty started. And from what Fuchsia Butters had told me in the call I had with her yesterday, Toasty constantly harassed people to be sexual, including children, trying to get them to draw not safe for work art for him. I think the only reason why the account is now
You probably shouldn't be in, like, a public server where it's not, like, explicitly defined in the rules section that it's 18 plus. I feel like that's probably a good idea that somebody who's, like, fucking 40 years old should be aware of. It's, like, crazy how much I have to teach. He's not here with me. Thomas, I could do a session teaching you, like, grooming 101, how to, like, talk to a victim 101, what not to do. Like, he says, like, the internet is all I've known, but it's actually crazy the amount of, like, very basic things that I'm aware of that just seemingly don't occur to him.
Missing anything towards Toasty is because of Teddy's thread, and because of what I said in the video the other day. I do not see this room as a room that had so much mixture between children and adults that it was extremely obvious. I do not think that anybody... Well, I'm not going to say shouldn't be held accountable. Obviously, people are accountable for their actions.
She looked 18, man. She looks 18. You're going to... Yeah, dude. I'm going to teach him. I'm going to teach him how to groom. By the way, if you guys are supporting the stream, as always, you can help us out by tipping, liking, all that good stuff.
Probably should have checked around, but if you're in a space where you think it's primarily adults, you're going to act like an adult. And because my generation is so separated from most people's generations of online activity, I'm going to by nature have a better filter than people who spent their entire lives.
That is not true. The other thing Lio doesn't understand, Lio thinks that, like, his heuristic for how people act at certain ages is just, like, applicable online, and he's like, why aren't you acting your age? Why aren't... People online have all sorts of fucking issues, so some of them just are, their age is, like, their mental age is, like I've seen, like, 19-year-olds on here that are more mature and more knowledgeable than fucking 30-year-olds. So it's like, it's really going to depend on the person. But in regards to Lio, he has just no self-awareness. He does not have a filter. You can see this in like his like the most minor fucking annoyance over things that wouldn't cause distress to any of us. He's not somebody that where typically you'd think, oh, this person's 40, they have some experience here. You should not use that heuristic with him, because despite all his time on this fucking earth, the only thing that's aged is his body, right? Not his knowledge, maturity, etc.
Online. That's why the most you guys will get out of me in terms of quote-unquote lootery is talking about how attractive I find my wife and Catwoman. Whereas these people who are raised online, that's all they really do. So they don't think, especially in the twilight of their adulthood, they don't think to separate that properly. Now, if I had evidence that Peaches or anybody else were sending children pornography, like directly or trying to groom them, yeah, there'd be fire and brimstone coming down on anybody who did it. But I don't have evidence of that. What I have evidence.
Reset. Oh, did goal go out? Reset goal. Okay. Yeah, I disagree, Goat. I think that Lio Convoy should be allowed to talk to people who turned 18 about the intimate sexual details of their childhood grooming experiences. I think that's a great idea from a very mature person.
Evidence of is Akumu, Kumo, and the rest of these clowns trying their best to disrupt support systems and go after people they've had long-standing grudges with. Because again, I have to point out, Akumu refused to give me the logs. I had to find a roundabout way to get a hold of them.
Why do you do this to me, Ace Howler? Why do you... This guy just randomly DMs me. You're so chopped. The fuck does that mean? What is going on?
Akumu has had these logs for the better part of a year. This is a concerted effort. Go ahead, Emma.
Well, I just have to say, it appears to be an absolutely amazing coincidence that all of the bad people in this situation are all people Akuma
according to my Golgi apparatus,
he's already like. Isn't that kind of amazing?
Yeah, it's also amazing.
Isn't that kind of... Wow! Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you? It's like everyone sounds like a cartoon character.
Part of their effort is trying to, well, undercut my credibility and try to throw stones at me because they know I'm going to back up people that I care about. So yeah, I 100% think that's intentional. I think it's a bit of serendipity with Jordan going to Kumo to help plan this out, but I do not think that this is some super coincidence that this all is coming out at literally the same time. I don't.
Well, yeah, no, it's obviously not. Like, we aren't this fucking stupid to believe this. Contrary to what they seem to think, we aren't as stupid as they are.
No, but I'm going to be the one.
If this involves someone he didn't like, he would literally, to the end of the earth, paint this person as, oh, they were in a server where they were part of a server where minors were being exploited. And then he'll be like, this person wants to look at the nuance of minor exploitation. It's like, all of a sudden, nuance matters when you're in a server where bad shit's happening to minors. But if I'm applying nuance to a server where, like, bad shit in relation to minors was going down, that's wrong. Apparently, when it comes to the people you like and the people you want to defend, nuance is now applicable. This fucking guy thinks that there's nuance in regards to minors being abused in servers. What a fucking hypocritical retard, dude.
Really quickly, just betting, and I'm doing my hair care routines. I might miss a couple things, but like the thing is,
your what? You're doing your what?
Contrary to what they seem to think, we aren't as
You're doing a carrot?
stupid as they are.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna hate a man for gooning.
No, I'm going to be the one. Go ahead.
Really quickly, just betting, and I'm doing my hair care routines. I might miss a couple things, but like the thing is,
the fuck was that?
listen.
He's gay. What do you expect him to do? He's gay.
Well, yeah, we gotta get the Volemizer in. But when it comes to the situation, sure, we might not be that stupid. But
let's not jump to assumptions. I don't know if this guy's gay.
I'll give Akumu and Kumo this. They know Twitter's stupid.
Oh, the stage, or you're talking about the stage call involving you or about you? No, he obviously stands by that because he's using the exact same criticism they were using on you for me. He legitimately believe if he doesn't stand. Okay, what he does is he'll concede to like parts of something, but not its nature. So his concession, I didn't consent to do, or I don't agree with doing it on a stage. Like, but he completely misses like disavowal of like the content of what was actually said on that stage, and like Hidden Heroine's like completely fucking bad faith like smear campaign. It seems like, based on what he said about me, he actively aligns with the position that the application of nuance to that situation it must be some sort of like grave wrongdoing. So he does this with the Rosa shit too. Like, I've heard his apology will entail like it was wrong because she didn't actually have like the ability to remove the groomer from the server, which shows a misunderstanding of why that whole situation was. Even if she did have the power in the server to remove that individual, right? She is somebody that literally can't even care for her own affairs. So for you to expect her to not, like, this person is a groomer, they're manipulative by their nature. For you to expect this person to not be manipulated by this, like, you're a fucking naive idiot. And also, it's not like it's not her responsibility. Somebody like that should not be given mod in like a serious capacity over a server, and they shouldn't be held responsible for deficits on the owner's end, right? That entire call. And also, even if we were to assume that all like that they are being held accountable for this, there was no productive means to that call. It was a struggle session. There was no you have to ask somebody, what were you looking to gain out of this? And they won't be able to fucking tell you, because the only thing they were looking to do is humiliate someone because they feel giddy doing shit like that, and they found their moral like justification for going after Rosa. Yes, I know he's been trying to, and it's crazy to me because I get told, when I was saying this months ago, because I was hearing whispers, I was told I was crazy, but it seems like everybody that comes out now admits that Lio has been doing soft justifications of the Rosa call in private.
That's how they think they can get away with that shit.
Yeah, and apparently Patchwork Heart's that stupid, and that's fucking heartbreaking.
Unfortunately, Patchwork has always been a feelings over evidence type of person. So, an example, when Buttons accused Anthony of a certain R word, without any evidence, Patchwork just accepted it. That's why there was that infamous...
Is Patchwork the person that called in here that was admitted to like drawing like zoophile porn or some shit? I don't fucking remember.
I believed you. I believed it too. It happened on that stream. This is not the first time Patch has done this. It's not going to be the last time Patch has done this. There's a reason why Patch doesn't do predator hunting cases anymore. It's because Patch always thinks with their emotions instead of for evidence.
Can I also just say, I talked to him and he said that one of the reasons he believed Jordan was because Jordan looked him in the eyes and told him he was scared of coming forward. Lio, can I reveal a little bit of information in our DMs?
Sure.
Okay, you guys want to know who told me? They didn't look me in the eyes, but they did tell me abuse occurred and that they, quote, couldn't really respond. You guys know who did that? There are 40 people in here. One of you is answering this.
Who did that?
It was Lio. When I
who did that? The most like unenthusiastic, like a captive audience. Just fucking say it. Just say it, you fucking smartass. Why do you need to be like, does anyone know who? Does anyone know who did? Like, what? Just fucking say it if you know the answer.
I started asking about this shit a month ago because I have been. I don't know how long Senate as a whole has been aware of this. So correct me if I'm wrong, Lio. But I have been looking into these for longer than most of Senate has. Do you think that's a fair statement?
Yeah.
Because I heard them in Zay's video on Lio, and I went to ask him what was going on, and since then I've just kind of remained involved. I know more about these accusations, I would say, than anybody who isn't in the Senate.
Who cares?
And I
Who
know
gives a fuck?
Abuse did occur. It just wasn't by me.
Yeah, and I know I would argue more about the people behind this than anybody on this fucking planet.
Yeah, I think you're actually right. Like, most of the Senate mods do not know as much as you do, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because I actually.
Oh my god! Thank you, Queen. Slay. Dude, what is going on?
This partly because I did think this was worth taking seriously, and Lio has been aware every step of the way that not only am I going to fucking badger him about this because this is important, but also if it turns out this is true, I'm gonna tell everyone and throw him to the fucking wolves. Well, okay, I can't throw him to the wolves. Yeah, well, I was about to say I can't throw him to the wolves. He's really big and I'm really small. I'm probably just gonna like throw a Molotov cocktail at his house. Like that's more my style.
At least he's honest. Lio's too fat to fucking throw anywhere.
After I pee behind your couch, of course.
Well then.
Why is that the line?
Well, the thing is,
dude, what a wacky, funny guy, dude. Got a really funny guy over here.
Jordan can sit there and say I was scared to come out about this, but Jordan sought out Kumo. Jordan went to Kumo because Jordan knows that Kumo hates peaches.
Yeah.
That's why.
And as I said somewhere, if I can.
God, can you imagine hating peaches? Why would anyone ever hate hopeless peaches, dude?
In the serious discussion, I firmly believe that Jordan was spoon-fed these accusations when he watched Grimskull's video on Lio, like claiming that Lio wanted to record a rape when Lio, like, basically wanted it recorded to show it to the cops as credible evidence to.
What? What? How are you? Oh my God. Is this person justifying the So this guy's admitting to it. This guy's just admitting to it. This guy is admitting that Lio encouraged, according to him, according to this guy that's speaking, because according to Beckett, when I bring this up, Beckett's like, it was someone else that suggested the idea, that there was serious consideration over having a 17-year-old who they believe was being sexually abused get sexually abused again and film it, which would then also be the production of CSAM. So not only are you setting up a minor in a predator sting where the minor's just going to be abused again, but you're also encouraging them to produce fucking CSAM. And all of this, by the way, he's saying, why I was doing it for the police. The police would never ask you to do this. The police would not ask you to the police would not ask for something like this. What is this defense? Oh, Lio wants to look at the nuance of CSAM production. It's like nuance and explanations that work in his favor are allowed when it's about him, right? But when it's covering a situation involving somebody else, and me, who doesn't like him, so he doesn't like me back, all of a sudden, like, I'm wrong for looking at a situation involving Lio's in his 40s, by the way, and nuance can be applied in his favor. I'm wrong for looking at a situation involving a 15-year-old and applying nuance to that. I'm in the wrong for doing that.
To arrest a family member that was being really abusive towards.
Yeah, there was a call. Okay, did Lio seriously consider that idea?
Jordan.
Oh, really? Is that what Jordan's running around saying now? Because that is not what we've ever said to each other. Dancer, you said you had a question. Let me see here. Sorry, it's not taking me to your question. Okay. Did people not know there were minors in FCK at first, or say for Toasty? It's kind of up in the air, because I didn't even know that Mimi here was a minor while they were in that server until they talked about their age openly here. So the thing is, anybody who has cursory knowledge assumes everybody knows what they.
I'm asking, did the Senate not have an 18+ rule? Like, yeah, we actually have a minor in the call, right? I guess they're technically an adult now at this point, no? I think it was spitball. Everyone keeps saying this. It was never acted on. It was never acted on. It was never. I get that. Nobody's accusing him. Ace, nobody's accusing Lio of acting on it. The accusation is that he seriously considered the idea of doing it, which attests to what a fucking weirdo this guy is.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where you have to keep in mind innocent until proven guilty. You have to very much be willing to acknowledge that for a Fruitcake Club. And so far, the only person who I think we have reasonable belief is guilty is Toasty. Do you disagree with me on that, Lio?
Wait, this is the guy that's talking? What? POV, you're a 15-year-old that's just been, like, groomed and brutally assaulted online. And Lio's called in the most confident team on Earth to come help you. The Senate team, the Senate crew. They're gonna fight predation. Oh my god, dude. What even is this thing? Dude, are we being fucking serious? Like, they fit like every fucking, it's every stereotype and every conceived notion that I have about this community. It's like molded into one person, and I'm not supposed to laugh, dude. I mean, could we fix this? Listen, at least the canthal tilt is neutral. It's like a neutral canthal tilt. Hey, they have a jawline that's pretty good. Hair is rough. The hair is rough. If it's receding that much on the top and in the front, having it long in the back is a horrible fucking idea. The beard isn't working in your favor. Okay, just to start, wear contacts, get like a military crew cut, or shave it all off. And fuck, I would even get rid of the beard right now and lose a fuck ton of weight. Is there any saving this? I don't know. I don't know. We could try. We could certainly try. He made an hour-long video about me during some gay drama years ago. Dude, the goat cattle lore is crazy.
No, I completely agree. But back to the main topic here. Jordan has looked people in the eye and lied through his teeth multiple times before.
Hold on. I think I fixed it. Can you guys fresh? This is why schedule streams now, because if it goes down and I fix it, I can come back on. So if there's any lag on your end, all you need to do is just refresh your stream on your end. But we're fixed it. We are all in the clear. We're all back. Okay. So it's all good. It's all good.
Physical abuser starting about 2 years ago.
In 2022, November of 2022, Jordan tried to... Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said 1.5 years ago under my breath. Didn't think you'd hear that. Sorry.
Jordan randomly accused me to other people, some of which are in here, that I threatened to hit him. And Jordan was confronted on that very quickly. Jordan just absolutely lied. Because Jordan didn't like the fact that they weren't getting the amount of attention they wanted. Not attention they would ever tell me they wanted. Not that Jordan came to my door and said, hey, can we hang out or anything like that, despite me saying, hey, you can do that.
Yes, I gotta leave stream. You don't have to leave. I'm still here,
I will
bud.
make time for you. Jordan, unfortunately, has a problem with a victim complex. They have to be a victim of something all the time, or they're not happy. And that's a horrible thing to assume. But unfortunately, having had them in my house for 2 years, that is how Jordan is. And I tried working with Jordan. I tried getting them into therapy. I tried everything I could to help them.
Is Jordan willing to testify about Lio's living conditions? Would that be too unhinged if I got this person on to testify about the filth and disgust that Thomas Squara of Spring, Texas lives at? 5 from Autism 420. Thank you so much. We've hit it. We've hit 1/4 of the way to Streamly goal. If you want to support us, guys, as always, I'm going to keep going. Okay, rain or shine. I'm like the fucking UPS.
They lived in my home literally rent-free for almost 2 years. And for the record, when it came down to finally getting Jordan to pay rent, I asked for $100 a month. And Jordan tried to say they couldn't afford it because they were spending $600 on Uber every month. Because they didn't want to ride a bike to work. They just wanted to do Ubers all the time.
Can I also point something else about Jordan specifically that I've repeatedly noticed?
Wait, why don't you then, instead of making them pay 100, up it to like 150 or 160 and drive this person to work? And then any additional costs that would bring, if 100 is fine for you, and they can't pay 100 because of the Uber thing, hell, even agree to drive them like half the month, and then they'll only be paying 300 for Uber, and then your gas and your time could be compensated by upping the rent if you're stupid enough to let someone live with you for 100 a month. There's like there's a workaround to that. There's an easy workaround to that. I don't know, unless Lio can't drive.
This is also true with Jay, I've noticed. Anytime you hear these people's stories, and this is something I've repeatedly noted, notice what they don't say just as much as what they do. You'll hear a lot of times, like an interview Jay had with Kumo, for example. I'm sorry, the totally anonymous person. I forgot. They were supposed to be anonymous. We were supposed to not be able to figure out who they were. You know, there were 4 people it could have been. They name dropped 3 of them. Fucking idiot. They constantly said things like, Lio yelled at me. Lio was mad at me. Notice they never actually say why Lio was mad. Why Lio yelled at them.
I think there's a very famous quote that sounds like, I think this was a verbatim quote, dude. They always tell you what happened to them, but never what they did.
Seeing from, I think it was
this guy's a neo-Nazi?
At one point, Lio threatened to fight Jordan. Well, there was no context to that.
Aryan Ubermention, straight from Hyperborea?
Did Jordan bump into Lio while he was carrying his lunch tray, like it's the movie 3 O'Clock High? Were they watching Rocky together and one of them started running their mouth? Hey, it happens. We don't know. We don't know. They don't fucking actually tell stories. They don't say claim.
All right, calm down there, genius. What's going on?
It drives me fucking crazy.
It's like literally, like I'm actually gouging my eyeballs right now with a spoon. I'm gonna fucking do it. Calm down, dude.
I'm about to go to Kumo and be like, Lio threatened to fight me. Ignore the fact that I threatened to fight him like every fucking day.
By the way,
the other issue here is that it's being framed as child abuse when literally every person was in their 20s. Jay being the oldest. And I've got my own things I could say about Jay. One of the reasons why I hadn't wanted to publicly address this is because of the sheer amount of damage it will do when I do, not to me, but to them. Because Jay specifically makes a living off commissions. That's all Jay does. Jay does literally nothing else. So when I have to respond to this and point out that these people are pathologically
It's the thing about the Twitter artists. Like, if you're making a living off commissions, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. Your art is not gonna save you from eviction. Like, fucking dude. Listen, I'm an artophobe. I'm an artophobe. There's something about, like, every time I see an e-bagger on Twitter, it's a fucking artist, dude. It's an artist. It's like, you're not Van Gogh, okay? You're probably not gonna... Cool hobby you have. Keep spending time on that, but get, like, a real job, too.
Fine, there goes Jay's entire livelihood. And I didn't want to do that, but now I'm going to have to. Jay, Jordan, they all knew who these people were. They did this intentionally.
Yeah,
Neither of them.
They lie in it now.
None of them were abused in that household. If accountability is abuse, yeah, maybe, but I didn't abuse any of them. All I did was try my best to take literal care of them as best as I could. I did not
love,
sit
like,
there
Cal making, like, vague comments and then just never elaborating.
and harangue them every day for something really freaking stupid. When it comes to in-person stuff, heck, even online stuff, you have got to actually push me to a specific point to where I will raise my voice. Now, there are times I did have to do that with Jordan. Jordan did some abhorrent things living under my home. Absolutely abhorrent things. And I'm going to have
Did they molest you?
to talk about it now. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you for making it to where I have to embarrass you.
Oh, wait, I just realized, wait. No, okay, I literally said, get a real job. The person you were thinking of, Cal, does in fact have a real job. $1 from Big Aaron, a pile of poop with a face. Caloravetla reference? Caloravetla reference? I'm saying there's people that derive their entire income off of art commissions. It's like, if the monthly bills stay consistent, why would you, like, base your entire living off of such an inconsistent job?
Lio, I feel so fucking bad for you, dude.
I'll survive.
We all do.
Yeah,
Well, you all should
Dude,
keep some
I
level of
messed
skepticism,
up.
to be
I messed
completely
up.
honest with you. I'm not saying that, like...
I'm taking accountability.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I did keep a level of skepticism.
Ephraim, can you please let Leo talk and stop interjecting?
Sorry.
Finally, somebody said it. Finally. Can you please, like, shut the fuck up? Like, who gives a fuck what you think, dude?
Sorry, I'm a little jumpy. I'll shut up.
I'm a little jumpy, dude. A little jumpy. You're like, it drives me crazy. A little jumpy.
Hold on. Jay doesn't have kids to feed. What?
Hmm?
No, Jay doesn't have a kid. She has cats. Now, the person she's living with, her boyfriend, has kids, but Jay doesn't.
I have a question. What
Did
if
somebody just rip ass?
they refer to their cats as kids?
Why is there always, like, a literal shitter in calls with Lio? Like, I don't there was like one, no, maybe it wasn't a Lio call. No, it was a Lio call where, like, somebody was, like, actively having, like, diarrhea and forgot to mute the mic. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Dude, it was so good.
That's, I mean, we have jokes about fur babies, but that's a bit much, I think.
Yeah, okay. I'll be quiet
Well,
now.
I was thinking she might be saying, like, her boyfriend's kids are her kids, which, honestly, that's actually surprisingly good for her.
Well, no, not really, because, and this is where I'd have to embarrass Jay more, because if you want to talk about hygiene, Jay has nowhere to talk.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, didn't they get upset at you for smelling after work?
Yes, that's one of their claims. Also, that I collect.
Wait, someone's confirmed what I've suspected. Somebody has confirmed what I've suspected. Smelling after work. Like what? You sweat a lot? Do you not, like, have a locker at work, or bring, like, if you know you're gonna do something where you have to sweat a lot, you would, like, I don't, bring some fucking deodorant, body spray, cologne? That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. There are workarounds if you're sweating a lot during the day for not coming home and smelling like shit. Basic things you could do. Basic hygiene. Put on some fucking deodorant, you fat slob.
I collect plastic because, oh God forbid I have a hobby. But Jay's also talking about how, well, Lio kept pressuring me to come down, even though it wasn't in a good mental state. Jay wanted to move down here. When I brought Jay and everybody together for Thanksgiving of 2022, Jay made it very clear they wanted to come down here. They made it very clear they wanted to move in because Jay was in an awful part of town. Like literally, their apartment was falling apart because they were in a terrible place.
Why was it? Well, for somebody of that weight, it's probably very strenuous. A desk job for Lio would be manual labor because sometimes his butt gets really itchy and he has to like sit up and scratch it, or sometimes he has to go get like water from the cooler and he actually has to walk 15 steps. And when you like literally have like 500-pound weights on your body, that's very strenuous. Okay, so any job that Lio works is manual labor.
And Jay was dating Dan, poor guy. And initially, I was trying to get both me and Dan were trying to get Jay to move in with him because if they're related, if they're dating, they need to start taking the steps to properly move forward that relationship.
I'm gonna kill you, Perry. I'm gonna shut the dude. You're banned from my. Fuck you, dude.
Yep. Jay instead decided she wanted to stay with me for a while. So the plan was 2 weeks with me, 2 weeks with Dan.
Some people have trouble. I'm dead at how can no. I'm tired of excusing people that smell like shit. I'm genuinely tired of it. There are some people that have no regard for others, and there are very easy things you can do to not smell like ass. I don't care if you just walk through the fucking Sahara Desert and then rolled around on the bathroom floor afterwards. There are things you can do that don't require that much effort to spare everyone else the experience of having to fucking smell your disgusting stench. Okay? It's deodorant, cologne, I don't know, a fucking shower. Like, there are lots of things you can do.
Spent more time with Dan instead. That's fine. I had no problem with that. But when Dan went to go get Jay, to pick her up, to drive her to his place before bringing her here, Dan called me in a complete and utter panic. Because when he got to Jay's apartment, it was such an ungodly mess. The litter boxes hadn't even looked like they'd been cleaned since the last time he was there months ago. Dirty clothes everywhere, trash strewn about, cat feces everywhere. Jay has no place to talk about hygiene or anything about upkeepness. Jay was a snarky, backbiting creature the entire time they were down here.
Snarky? Snark? Snark? Snark?
Jay liked to put on a facade of being the caring, nurturing older sibling while constantly backbiting people. It was a problem.
I don't know what this call is about. I just have nothing to fucking talk about. I'm trying to see if there's anything interesting. So I'm subjecting myself to the torture of listen. Oh, well, this server got exposed as having minors in it, and there was inappropriate behavior towards these minors. And Lio was in that server, and he's like doing this like weird self-sweeping, and then there's a bunch of like other like autists like talking as well. When I was at your hotel and I offered you my cologne. Did I not literally offer you my fucking cologne? I literally said to you, put on some of my fucking cologne.
He may. Who knows? When I come
He
home from
wasn't in there? Then why is he being roped into this? Lio wasn't in FCK or whatever the fuck it's called? Didn't he literally say he joined that server at the beginning of this?
Literally 3 chairs in that office. Anybody could come in, anybody could chill. There are times I might have to pick it up a little bit because I do bigger reviews and some of you fancy,
So now he's trying to justify why he smells bad and his apartment's a mess.
I spend all
Or
time
not
in
his
his
house, sorry.
That's number one.
Whatever fucking shithole he lives in. His mobile home.
When I come home from work, I want to decompress. And at that time, I had a secondary job working for an indie comic company, which, believe it or not, I cannot do in the living room. I'm not one of you fancy, iPad kids with some tablet. I just have a literal, XP pen dinosaur-sized thing in my office. And I made it very clear to all of them, if you want to hang out and I'm busy, come into the office and we can hang out. I have literally 3 chairs in that office. Anybody could come in, anybody could chill. There are times I might have to pick it up a little bit because I do bigger reviews and sometimes things are a bit messy, but I had no problem saying, hey, if you want to spend time, let me know.
This guy reviews figurines for a living? What? How does that make you smell bad? What? Okay.
I pick them up to spend time with them. Either it
Yeah,
was,
you could decompress in the fucking shower.
was them making it very clear they weren't interested in what we were doing, or in the case of Jay, just trying to gossip about everybody all the time because that's all Jay did. Freaking took Jordan to meet my mom. And Jordan spent 90% of the time sulking and staring at their phone.
Wow, this mentally ill young person that I found online in the art commentary community is actually a socially awkward glued to their phone type. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the fucking life of the party. Did.
And the claim is that I don't treat people with mental issues decently when that's literally all I did for any of them.
Oh wow, dude. Wow, yeah, that did. Lyle, nobody has more care and consideration for the mentally ill than Lio Thomas Square Convoy. Okay, nobody treats the vulnerable with such respect, such care, and such fucking empathy than Lio. So true. So true.
I made it very clear that I'm there for them whenever they need me, and I have been. When Jordan almost saw somebody die at work, I was there for Jordan. I even took Jordan to get some ice cream afterwards because they said it would make them feel better. Whenever Jordan had a major falling out with somebody, I was there for them. Anytime Jordan had a bad dream, I was there for them. When Jordan woke me up in the middle of the night because they were worried for freaking North Dakota, I was there for them. I wasn't some aloof, unknown, unseen creature that just came out to yell at people. That's not true.
Honestly.
Oh.
Can I be honest with you, Lio? You sound genuinely like. First off, like a better, like you were more dedicated than most people would be to someone in their 20s, just in general. And that's not me, like,
I
mocking or
hate
insulting.
being in calls like this when there's like one person that does not know when to shut the fuck. You just want to kick them from the call, or like you're embarrassed for them. They just feel the need to make meaningless contributions the whole fucking time, and it's just like you just sit there and you're like, dude. Like I sometimes, like, if I've been in, like, an online class or something, I've literally, like, just had to turn off my volume if somebody's like when you have these types, it's like like you've nothing to say. You just want someone to talk to, bro. You've nothing to fucking say.
Just me observing you. Yeah. And second off, you sound like a very loving person, and I'm sorry that you're going.
Can I be honest? Why'd you ask for permission? I think you're like a great guy and a really loving person.
Well, the thing is, like, for all the Lio doesn't take mental health seriously, Jordan didn't. Jordan actually didn't. Jordan had an incident where they tried to down an entire bottle of ibuprofen, which I had to worm out of them to admit so we could get them to the ER, where I stayed with them for 7 hours. And the only reason I was upset with them is because they were trying to turn it into a joke. Other than that, I was just talking them through it, telling them how it's not worth it and how life is worth living and how valuable they are as a person and how much I care about them. And then a few days later, I'm sitting at my computer trying to get some work done, and I get a message from somebody Jordan's flirting with at the time named Chrome saying, Lio, you need to get a hold of Jordan. They're looking up bridges in their area and they're planning on jumping. I immediately get up, go to Jordan's door, knock, and there's Jordan, stifling laughter. They thought it was a joke. They thought it was funny to freak me out like that.
That's scary.
Very scary.
That's really scary.
The only thing either. I'm not going to go that far. That's not the only thing that happened in the household. I'm not going to go too far into it because I know that we have spies on the server. I know you're probably recording. Hi.
Spies? Spies? Nobody would ever spy on you, Lio. Nobody would ever spy on you and send me what you do in your every waking moment online. And you're online a lot, okay? Nobody's spying on you on my behalf and sending me everything that you send. It's not happening, okay? There's nothing's happening.
Jordan did several shots of abuse, emotional and mental abuse, to both me and my wife. They also did it to people like Peaches regularly. Possibly lied to and about them as well. And I'm going to have to dredge all that up. So whatever attention Jordan's getting right now that they really enjoy is going to come to a screeching halt. Jordan was not abused in my household. Jordan had responsibilities and standards put on them, and Jordan cannot stand that. It's not the first time Jordan's also gone off, quote unquote, off the reservation when I haven't liked somebody either. Back when Vita was first outed and Anthony was covering it, what did Jordan do? Immediately go and dox Zavia. Because haha, aren't I funny? Now, I didn't hold Jordan accountable for that because they were a kid at the time, like a couple months shy of 18. But my point is, it's still a pattern of behavior they have never altered. That's who Jordan is. And I've been behind the scenes as well, hearing that Jordan is financially abused people as well. Which I am, again, not surprised of if they're spending $600 on Uber a month.
Zavia
Jordan,
is Ruth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jordan, who had their own room, literally their own bathroom with shower, that they never cleaned, by the way. Also barely cleaned their room. The only good I can say Jordan had done while they were here is the fact that they socialized a cat we had named Mean Mug. That's literally the only thing I can say that was positive. Jordan left after moving in not too long so they could do...
What were you expecting? Like, what is he expecting with the demographic of people he takes in? Like, model, like, fucking citizens? I'm not excusing this Jordan person, but, like, that some of this does sound bad. But it's not like you're going, like, taking in, like, all-American fucking... head of student council types. You're taking in mentally vulnerable people with a ton of fucking baggage and people who probably are not going to adjust that well to structure, routine, etc. I don't know why you would, like, I don't know. It's like me going into, I don't know, the fucking alleyway by my house and taking in, like, any, like, homeless person I find and, like, wondering why there's, like, shit smeared on my fucking walls.
A work program to get their GED and get a job. They panicked in the middle of it. I bought them a plane ticket to come back. When they went to go visit...
Aiden, you should straighten your hair for some kind of goal or your birthday. Seriously. Taya. I expect you to know better. Okay? Wear your natural hair proud. Proud. None of this straightening shit brought on by Eurocentric beauty standards. Okay? Curly hair is in style. They want it. They want it. Never conform. Never conform.
Their mother, I think it was New Year's, 1 year, I can't remember. They had a major panic attack and needed to come back. I paid for that too, just like I paid for them to come down the other time when they first came down as well. This is after, by the way, when we were still dealing with Vita, where Jordan passed Vita information from my wife's Facebook that Vita was going to try to paint her as a predator.
Lio's wife's a predator? Lio's wife is a predator?
I have been very patient and very kind with Jordan. And instead of recognizing that and altering his behavior and being better, Jordan just does this. And as far as me treating Jordan differently because he transitioned, yeah, I started treating him like one of the guys. Started treating him like a man because Jordan said he was a man. I'm sorry, I've got trans people in here. Am I wrong for that?
Yes.
I think the implication.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I apologize for asking that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, can I play a little bit of devil's advocate?
Not at
Lio?
all, Lio.
You might as well.
Okay. I think the implication was that you were almost encouraging him to be toxically masculine. I think it wasn't explained at all. That's at least the impression I got of what they were trying to communicate. Like you were telling him, don't cry, stand up straight. Which, by the way, I totally imagine you, the guy who's very good friends with Zach over there, really doesn't like men crying.
Well, the thing is, those are things I've said, but it lacks context. I never said don't cry. The only time I said anything like that was when Jordan got caught doing something.
You should say don't cry. It's shameful. It's shameful. Guys are not meant to cry, okay? Cry into your fucking pillow and suck it up. We don't tolerate it. We don't tolerate it. You are not allowed to cry if you're a man. I'm telling you this right now.
Said I'm not here to hear your tears right now. And the stand up straight is when Jordan had a panic attack, Jordan would try to go fetal, and I was walking him through it, and I was telling him correct posture so we can get you breathing.
What? This guy's talking like he was like delivering a baby.
Breathing here.
By the way, guys, how long have we been going so far? We've been going for 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm a monster.
So, if you
know
guys
what's funny with the whole
want to help us earn,
not treating trans people right thing, when I first corrected you, this is Gigi, by the way. When I first corrected you, when you called me she and I said I go by they, you said my bad, they. Can you use?
Tip up if you want to help us make if you want to help us make $6 an hour. Tip up, dono up. You can also sub up and like up, all that good stuff.
They. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, Lio won't even act transphobic towards Fagos. And the implication is he would towards Jordan?
If you use correct pronouns for literally the worst of humankind, you can use proper pronouns for anyone, really.
Yeah, but the point is, if the argument is, will Lio encourage toxic masculinity, which is also something Jay's trying to promote, everything has to have context to it. I told Jay, no, you shouldn't be like me. You should be you. That's not me chastising Jay for trying to emulate someone else. That's me saying, hey, you should still be you. You don't want to wind up like me. I'm old. I didn't take care of myself. Of course you don't want to wind up like me. You want to wind up like you. That was my point.
I didn't take care of myself as putting it lightly. You massacred yourself. You put garbage into your body. You didn't even like do cool things that don't take care of yourself, like smoking cigarettes and doing a bunch of drugs. You just like ate a bunch of fucking food, and now you're like a human pillow. And he talks about himself like, by the way, he is old. He's too old to be doing this. This guy just turned 40. This guy just turned 40. I know tons of physically active I know physically active. My grandma was 80, still fucking runs. I don't understand. You're just like content to live like a disgusting like blob.
Like, as far as dishonesty, let me put it to you guys this way. When I was still trying to get Jordan to get a job, which was an ongoing issue, not so much to pay rent, but because you need a job instead of sitting in your room all day on TikTok, which is what Jordan was doing.
Problem?
Because Jordan had a job and just randomly quit out of nowhere.
Problem?
I told Jordan. Jordan's like, well, I'm hoping.
Wow, it's almost like this is somebody that probably has like various mental health issues, and it's not going to be as simple as get a job, right? They probably should be working with some professional.
I can start making money off of my commissions and do that for a living like Jordan. I understand wanting that, and there's nothing wrong with that desire. However, your skill level as it is would need to be raised in order for you to do that, because both Jay and Peaches are a higher skill level and they sometimes struggle with commissions. Jordan took that, ran to Peaches, and claimed that I was insulting his art and saying his art isn't good enough, period.
Good, Lio W. We need to normalize telling artists their art is not good. Okay? Artists get this like special protected status. For some reason, if you like do art, you're just like, we should treat you like a fucking veteran. I'm sorry. But no, most people who are artists online can't draw for shit. They can't draw for shit. And if you can't draw for shit, somebody needs to be honest with you. They need to tell you that your drawing it's boring. There's nothing innovative about it. There's nothing that stands out. There's no, I mean, we need to start telling people, you can't fucking draw. You weren't meant to do this. This isn't for you. This isn't for you. Nevertheless, bet your whole life on making a career off this. Okay, Aiden, you were bad at streaming. Well, who's watching, buddy?
Using them as a point of comparison, which is not what I said.
Also, if I may, as someone who's done commissions and doesn't just to make money and support his
job application. Whenever they tell me, yeah, I do commission. Job application? Job application? McDonald's employment? Have we considered this?
family, plus doing commission work solely isn't enough to live off of, because there's always
that's what I just said. Like there's nothing wrong with doing commissions for extra money, but if you're betting if your livelihood is going to be dependent on commissions, you're just completely doing it wrong.
period of trying to wait for a customer to come and buy a commission. Not everyone's going to want to buy, like, say, for example, say you are one of the top artists, not everyone's going to want to buy a piece that's like $200.
Exactly.
To add on top of that, there's also the really high taxation that you get because it's technically income from self-employment with all that.
Yeah, and so you have to pay both ends of the FICA tax, which you guys don't know what
That's
FICA
true.
tax is, right?
Income from taxation.
I don't
from,
think
like,
that's really relevant so much.
is like,
My point is, Jordan has a history of
for normal income, you have to, I think, be making at least 10 grand, right? To have that tax to fall into the first income bracket. But for self-employment, if you're making over $400, it's taxable. It's so fucking dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
lying about everything, so long as it gets some specific types of attention. And I really hate saying that because I don't like saying that about anybody who struggled. And one of my concerns when I have to respond to this is that I'm going to look like I'm dunking on victims or something, which is not something I do.
Right.
So yeah, it's not a fun situation to be in. I appreciate people giving me the benefit of the doubt, because Lord knows people like, so I told them, all right, then you don't want to be part of this family unit because of how you acted and how you continually treated people. Because again, the last straw was how they treated my wife when she lost her dad. It was going forward, we will be Mr. and Mrs. Guerra. Your rent will be due at X time. And you are an adult, you have a full-time job, you should be able to make it out there on
Mr. and Mrs. Guerra, dude. Mr. and Mrs. Guerra. Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
your own now, so this was October, I said this. Like, you have until the end of March to find somewhere else. I did not threaten Jordan. I did not insult Jordan at that time. I just laid down the law and told him, hey, you have X months.
Take it. Listen, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Jordan in...
I'm done with this. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I don't even know why I'm still alive. What else do I have? Briefly. Oh, this is something that's quick. Landlord entered the property without alerting me, only telling my roommate, so I had no clue they were coming. I heard 3 people enter my apartment and thought I was getting robbed or murdered. Here's some clips from the last stream.
I'm sorry, that's terrible. Your ex cheated on you and then dumped you when you found out? I mean, I just wouldn't get cheated on. No, I'm sorry, that's terrible.
There's an open garage.
What the fuck? Oh shit, I'm almost out of prayer. Hold on. I know that there's a guy right there.
What is this? When is the...
One's lobby.
The clip is almost over. When did they come in?
Bomb is on roof.
That's the... Why would you link this to me? This clip has nothing to do... This clip has nothing to do with the caption. Why would you link? Where are they coming in? What? Okay. I'll never get that 46 seconds of my life back. Thank you. Alright, cool. Well, another non-tense stream where nothing ever fucking happens. Yeah. Cool stuff, guys. Cool stuff. That's all I got. That's all I got. If you're still here and not like dead at your computer, thank you for staying this long. Thank you for being here. I might go live tomorrow. We have to see. But yeah, I will leave it at that. Thank you guys so much. I will see you. Wait, hold on. See you tomorrow. Take care, guys.